Ho, 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 ho. All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? One second here. Let me just make sure that we are, in fact, live. Got great tavern music here. One thing that I noticed actually after I shut off the stream yesterday is that they have ambient, like, talking noises in the background as well. So far, the sound design for this game has been crazy. Like, the music's really good, but then remember that atmospheric whispering I was hearing yesterday? And then even atmospheric, like, chatter from people in the background of this song is, like, so, like, small, but it adds so much immersion, in my opinion. Really cool choice. Alright, plugged in my phone so it could charge while we're streaming. But ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another session of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time that we did an... Oh, it's a kitty! Oh my god! Okay, last time we did anything, we ended up going ahead and... Oh, we went through the... What was it? The Great Garrison? We found our way up. We found out Wendwag was a treacherous bitch. She scurried away. We took down the cultist leader, Hiosi, or whatever her name was. And then we made the demon run away with our, like, angel blade. Then, after finding our way back up to the surface with Lan's help, we took on the Great Garrison with Anevia's wife, I believe her name was. I forget what it was, though. It was like, Annabeth or something, Annabelia, something like that. A half-orc. And she helped us go through a bunch of the cultists and stuff. We met this demon with no face, named Minagio? I don't remember what the fuck it was. But she was tripping, bro. She was saying, oh, you love me, blah, blah, blah. You did this on your own, all that shit. Now, she blacked us out during the fight. Now we're in a tavern, which is a makeshift abode for the city for any survivors. I forget what the name of the guild is that's protecting the city of Kenabres. But pretty much anyone that's alive is coming here if they can. And we are going to be setting off with our party soon to see what we can do to turn the tides of the invasion. There's a lot going on. There's like side quests they want us to do, main things they want us to check out. It is a lot. On top of this, I was looking it up before the stream. We also have a DLC that we could be playing right now. But they say that as long as we don't skip to like basically the end of this act, we'll be okay. Because pretty much we just completed the prologue. So what I'm going to do is we're going to play a little bit today. Then we're going to have a little baby hiatus of playing other games in the meantime. I'm going to try to do a TCG shop simulator stream. I'm also going to try to do a Power World stream with Andre. That is going to be a concurrent playthrough with this, because it is launching its giant 1.0 launch tomorrow. It's big, it's changing a lot. They've already changed a lot since I've last played it, and we're pretty much going to be starting the game from scratch, even though we have 6 playthrough parts and a whole new built base already and all that stuff. We're just going to play it from scratch as they recommend. So that's going to happen. When we come back, we're going to start that DLC, and apparently it's like completely different from this game, and apparently I low-key have to look up some stuff for it, because if you don't build properly, it's like the biggest pain in the ass ever, and even if you do build properly, it's still the biggest pain in the ass ever. It's got very mixed reviews, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what it's like. But yeah, that's a big synopsis there for the beginning of the stream. Let's just go ahead and start getting right into it. He said, hey, how's it going? Went to the river today, rented a kayak for 4 hours, and went kayaking. Dude, I haven't gone on like a riverboat or a kayak in so long. I've been on a kayak twice. Bro, I'm scared as a bitch every time I go. Because I always feel like it's like tilting, right? I like the riverboats a little more. It's just more relaxing for me. Anevia says, hey, wait, mind if I bend your ear about something? Anevia is outside your door, leaning casually against the shelf. Yeah, she fucking is. Look at her. She's chilling. So here's the first and most important thing. Beth gave you a crucial mission. I get that, and I know you'll get the job done. I saw you in action. But here's the rub. I've never heard that saying. Here's the rub. Like the rundown, the rub down, maybe? By sending you out on an errand, we're weakening our defenses here. If they come at us while you're gone, I don't know if we'll be able to find them off. Everything seems clear so far. What else do you wish to discuss? Do you want me to stay here and guard the tavern? You what? No! Your task is far too important. You can't just hole up here all cozy like, waiting for the demons to knock on the door. We need to take the fight to them. But if those freaks try to make a move on this place, Beth will send a runner to get you. If that happens, you leg it back here, alright? Because if you don't, you'll be coming back to a pile of ash. Whoa, so I wonder if, like, that runner thing happens? If, well, first of all, I'm wondering now if there's, like, a time mechanic, right? And if there's not a time mechanic, if the runner comes or whatever, and I don't come back, is it like everybody that's here just dead? Kind of like Baldur's Gate 3, like, where if you don't defend against that demon invasion at, the girl's tavern where she's holed up, where the demons come in, the flying ones, if you don't, like, take them out and defend her, like, all the tavern people are, like, lost. Me and Andre, dead-ass save scum deck, because we were just taken aback. We're like, what? Hell no. But now I'm curious about that. No. We said, how was your day? Rather, how's it going, since you're still midday around there. Yeah, that's going pretty good. Just did a couple, like, morning stuff. Got a little walk in today. Prepped up a couple things that I need to do for later. We launched an OD video last night, which was a ton of fun to make. I think it's like 16 minutes long of me, like, analyzing the interview and the image. It's just a lot of cool shit in there. If you haven't checked that out, that one's pretty nice. But yeah, I'm super excited to play this game, bro. It's very fun. We said, sounds like something the Pathfinder expert would know more about. Yeah, relax, we need him in here. Our house Pathfinder expert. When he comes, we'll ask him for sure. I bet it does, and I bet there's a time mechanic like Baldur's Gate 3 Act 2 where you can lose people if you're not quick enough. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now, too. But yeah, everything's good so far. I'm excited to play this game. Bro, this game has been super fun so far. I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream. I don't know if you can hear it, but the music has, like, ambient chatting noises from, like, the citizens and stuff. And it's something that's so small, but it's super freaking immersive, and I love it. It's, like, something I would have never thought of, like, as a player. Like, oh, it makes sense that it's in the background of the song, but then also, like, you know, it's not something that I would have thought of, like, in the developer standpoint. Like, we need ambient chatting noises. Like, what? I would have never thought of that. Everything seems clear so far. What else do you want to discuss? So the rift that damned beetle left with its scythe? Yeah, well, oh, the damned beetle left. She's talking about the big ass demon. I forget its name. Sakaris or something. Yeah, well, it cut the city in two, and it's kind of difficult to get across. My scouts tell me there's a halfway decent place to set up a crossing in Market Square. Not that any of them tried to make sure, but if you got a mind to cross it, I think you're gonna have to eventually. You might want to give the square a once over. Okay, so there's like a makeshift bridge. When do you think the demons will attack next? Your guess is as good as mine. It might not be here. They could attack the whole damn city. Those vermin know they've lost the upper hand and that they're going to push back hard. If things kick off here, you should know, after they attack, some things could be changed beyond recognition. So if you've got any business that needs to take care of, you best do it soon. So I should probably grab that pet then. I was going to leave it just leave it as storage, but I should probably get that pet. Thank you for the warning. Watch yourself out there. Okay, so let's grab the pet then, if it's gonna be like, oh, it's probably inaccessible or something. Alright, so who's like Staunton? Staunton's a major character. Right, we have to talk to him about the blind elf that knows about what they want to do with the Wardstone or something. The dwarf resembles an abandoned citadel, one whose high crumbling walls are still holding fast, but whose empty, lightless windows make it clear that it's all inside is dead. Oh, it's you. Good work back there, in the great garrison. Name's Staunton Vane. If you heard rumors about me, his face, which looks like it has never known anything as carefree as a smile, grimaces. Just so you know, everything people say about me, it's true. I didn't talk to you about the elf who calls himself the Storyteller. Do you know where I can find him? Storyteller, Staunton strokes his beard in a thought. Strange old fellow, that one. He used to sit with me for hours, asking about all sorts of things. He never offered judgment or comfort, he just listened. At first, I wanted him and his questions as far away from me as possible, but I realized that talking to him made ease my burden a little. I hope he is alive and well. He's completely blind, and feeble too, so if he's alone in the city, well, you'll probably know what that means. I do know one place he might be. Look for him in the Blackwing. It's a library. Here, I'll show you where it is on the map. I don't know what use a library is to a blind elf, bro. But he loved the place. He would sit there day and night. It would make me think he's not so blind. Okay, what do people say about you? I say I'm a traitor. As bad the Arelu Vorlash. Hold on, let's see what that is. Few names arouse much rage among crusaders as the name Arilu Vorlash, the Sarkorian witch who initiated the opening of the world wound. So she's the one who started all. Damn. And later its expansion. Almost nothing is known about her life before the atrocity except Vorlesh was condemned for using arcane magic, which was persecuted in Sarkorius and imprisoned in the Tower of Threshold near the city of Ease. This is where Arilu Vorlesh conducted the ritual that paved the way for the demonic invasion and left her land to be tormented by the demon lord Descari. By some mysterious means, the witch transformed herself, changing from an ordinary human into a half-demon. Interesting. I wonder if that's the girl from the cover. The half-demon? If you need the refresher, it's the girl I used for the first episode thumbnail, the purple one. This is where a real worship comes to the ritual. Half demon. Over the following century, Crusaders encountered Arilu Vorlesh or the result of her experiments a few times, but they learned nothing more of Descari's henchwoman. She holds a high position in the ranks of the Army of the Abyss and bears the title of Architect of the World Wound. That's pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. It's a good nickname. We said that's awesome, man. It's with little walks that start getting you active. Yeah, this one wasn't that big though. I'm not gonna lie. I literally like went outside. I went around the corner and I forgot something, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go play with my dog." So I went back to the backyard a little bit. Then I came back out front, and then did like a little walk around the block. But it was very, very slow. No productivity, but beginning steps. Don't worry, I know how important those are for working out. When I was like super into it, I did like tiny little things, and it eventually got to where I was doing 2 full workouts a day. So hopefully we're on that right track. He says if a demon killed a literal godly dragon in one go and tore the city in half, and I survived, I'm gone to the furthest place possible. That's what I'm saying, but they're pretty much saying that if Kenabres falls fully, everywhere falls. So at that point, I mean, I guess you kind of have to try and stay, but you're just fucked. Maybe he's not that blind. That's what I'm saying, bro. I thought he would. Is that a seeing eye dog? I thought he would love a library that much if he was. It's like getting a game and all the content is behind that DLC and you can't get it. Oh no. Anyways, that disgrace, even among the ranks of the condemned, that Queen, what's her name? Queen Galfrey should never have spared me, that I belong in the gallows. So, condemned. The condemned is a military unit made up of petty criminals, conscripted and disposable soldiers, and frontline fodder in the Mendevian Crusade. So this is like, the Night's Watch from, like, Game of Thrones. The condemned are basically the Night's Watch. It's just a bunch of criminals and fucking ragtag group of fucking nitwits and volunteers that basically get forced to be the frontline fodder for whatever comes beyond the wall. Queen Galfrey is the absolute monarch of the Crusade state of Mendev and leader of the Mendevian Crusades. While today the name of the Crusader Queen is known throughout the Inner Sea region, it's easy to forget that Galfrey did not start her rule in Mendev as a paladin of Neomede, but rather of Aroden. When the world would open and forever change Mendev, Galfrey was still an untested young ruler who was forced to deal with the death of her god. Whoa! They killed her god? And she switched? While simultaneously rallying her nation against the abyssal threat to the west, she rose to the challenge, however, and her leadership was instrumental over the next several years, not only in protecting Mendev from demonic invasions, but also in holding the border against the world wound. When the Church of Yomade organized the First Crusade, it joined forces with Mendev to push back the demon armies. During these battles, Galfrey time and time again distinguished herself with a keen grasp of tactics and skill at leadership. Fuck, where was I? But this inspiration went both ways in the Church of Yomade. Galfrey found something to replace her lost faith. By the time the First Crusade ended with the apparent defeat of the demon armies, Galfrey had converted and become a worshipper of Yomade, and had completely retrained herself as one of the Inheritor's most devout paladins. Eager to retain such a valuable leader at the head of the Crusades, the Church of Yomade twice purchased and presented to the Queen the rare and expensive Sun Orchid Elixir, which extends mortal life beyond the usual span. Oh shit, they have a potion of immortality and they made her immortal. So the first Crusades, I think they said was like 70 something years ago, or like 100 something years ago, right? So basically, she was from the first Crusade before then, even. Her god got killed. She converted to Theomede to like be their devout paladin, and they wanted her to be alive so much so that she took two, not one, two of their fucking what do you call it? Their orchid elixir, sun orchid elixir, which extends mortal life beyond the usual span. Thanks to this boon, the queen has lived and led crusades for more than a century, so it's about 100 something years. Damn, dude, the lore in this game is so fucking interesting. Like, actually, I've never, like, so these, like, pop-up shits, right? Like, the glossary type stuff, I almost never read them. It has to be, like, a game that I really, really love for me to read those entries. And then something like Final Fantasy 16, which had like a weird gimmick and I wanted to try out, and then eventually petered out because I didn't give a fuck about the lore at like the end of the game, right? It started to get way too complex and shit. But like this one, everything you read is like, bro, that sounds sick. Dude, that sounds so cool. Like, that's, it's amazing so far. So this guy thinks he deserves death for what happened with him and the faceless demon or whatever, and helping them in a sense, even though essentially he was manipulated from what we could tell, right? Like, she makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do. What was the name of our in-house Pathfinder expert? It was Relaxi, I believe. She must have crazy PTSD from all that. Yeah, I mean, your god literally dies and she's a paladin, right? That's pretty fucked up. And then she gives faith to another one, and then she extends her life twice over. She's not even let to die, which is kind of like a thing I think might be a plotline with her. It's like, I'm just tired and I want to stop fighting. Like, I feel like she's gonna low-key kind of be like that, even though maybe she puts up like a front where she's like, oh, I'm here for the duty of my people or something. That or she's power hungry. I feel like there's no in between. She's either gonna want to die and rest, or she's gonna be power hungry and maybe even transcend herself, right? Imagine living through the worst conflict ever, getting scarred forever, and your god being like, "Yeah, your retirement is canceled. Drink this." Now, deadass is what I'm saying. It's so fucked. Why do they hate you so much? You really don't know. Staunton gives you a long, morose look, then sighs. I'm the reason why the Crusade forces are holed up in the fortress at the edge of the ward room. Instead of bringing the fight to the demons, we used to have a foothold in the womb, the mighty, unassailable city of Dresden. We used to have it until it fell, and all because of my stupidity. I gave the enemy our main citadel. I was tried. They wanted to execute me, and rightly so, but the queen intervened. She said that I should live and fight in order to undo what I had done. So that's how I lived, decade after decade, fighting in the condemned. The dwarf shrugs. As you can see, I fixed nothing, and I've earned no one's forgiveness. Are you going to spit in my face too? It wouldn't surprise me. Okay. Nah, bro, it's crazy. It's not my place to judge you. Who knows what I would have done in your shoes? I hope you earn forgiveness. That's nice. That's nice. Thank you from the depths of my soul. I thank you, but I haven't had hope for a long, long time. The whole city fell because of you. How's that possible? What do you mean, how? The night glares at you from beneath the furrowed brows. If you don't trust the word of the condemned, go ask somebody else, like my little brother Joran. And if you still don't believe it, what's it to me? But if you're about to ask me to recount the story of my disgrace for the 1000th time, don't. You really don't have any friends? I couldn't have survived this long if I were completely alone. Joran, my little brother, he keeps me going. He's never abandoned me. Everyone else shies away from me like they might catch what I've got. Even fighters in the condemned console themselves by thinking, I got stripped of my rank, but at least I'm not Staunton. So many years in the condemned. Surely you've paid your penance by now. That's not up for me to decide. My life is in the Queen's hands. He falls silent in a moment, and then in a trembling voice he adds, the condemned isn't the worst part. All the years I've prayed to Torag for forgiveness. Countless times I've gone to his priest. Countless times I've kneeled before his altar. If only the father of dwarven kind would answer my prayers just once. Not to resolve what I've lost, but just to tell me I'm still one of his children. But it seems he doesn't give a damn about me. What can I expect from mere mortals when my own god doesn't think I deserve redemption? Damn, that is pretty fucking fucked. Torag, also known as the father of creation, is a stoic and serious dwarven god in the forge, protection and strategy who values honor. Planning and well-made steel, he is an often distant deity, lending magical power to his clerics, but leaving his followers to make their own way through life, knowing that this will make them strong and determined. So it sounds like he wouldn't even get an answer, even if he was like a devout, actual cared about person. That's kind of fucked. He said she might have just gone crazy. She might have. Being focused to live forever as a tool of war. Evil option. No! That's so fucked. Are you gonna spit on his face too? Hawks up a fucking devious loogie. Bro. We can always be happy with our lives. Just think at least we're not starting that ass. At least I'm not starting. Go on then. Maybe we'll see each other again. That's pretty fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Camellia! What's Camellia gotta say? Camellia looks over pensively, toying with the snake-shaped bone amulet and dangles from her pale neck. Noticing your glance, she flashes... pale neck. Maybe... vampire? Maybe? Noticing your glance, she flashes you a cold, barely there smile. Greetings! It seems for a moment that she wants to say something else, but the pause grows too long, and she slips back into cautious silence. Tell me about yourself. Do you want to know more about me than you already do? Why? Camellia arches a dainty eyebrow. I talk to the spirits of the tormented land, and they guide me in battle. I help you fight the demons, and I swear that you can rely on me in this matter. Isn't that sufficient? Where did you learn to wield a rapier so well? I had good teachers, although they don't get all the credit. I'm the most diligent student. Camellia licks her parched lips. Hey, yo. Your amulet is quite unusual. Where'd you get it? Ah, my little trinket. It's not so easy to notice, but I assure you, this amulet is nothing but a bauble. Cap! Can a lady not be drawn to beautiful, useless things? Nah, bro. Nah, it literally says, stops you from knowing affinity. This bitch is evil! You're much more relaxed during combat. Your battle cries are uninhibited, yeah. She blushes slightly and lowers her eyes. What the fuck? So you noticed? Bro, she is... This might be an actual I can fix her. To be honest, I find it embarrassing. You see, being a shaman means having spirits of battle as my ever-present companions. Being a shaman is... Oh, okay. In the heat of combat, they become rather vocal. So she's kind of like, she kind of reminds me of Divinity Original Sin 2's character. What is it? Solace or whatever her name was? Remember that she, like, was a witch or something? Like, she was a spellcaster? Or, no, she was a bard originally, I think. But we made her a mage. But she had, like, demons or something that were controlling her. Especially the archdemon that we fought in Act 3. So it kind of reminds me of that, but this is more like companions, she's saying, not people trying to possess her and take over her shit. We said, nah, she's nice. She can be fixed. Anyway, as much as I enjoyed a delightful conversation, the spirits are calling me and I must respond. Please excuse me. Camellia turns away, watching you out of the corner of her eye. She's sus as a bitch, bro. Oh, she just lets you talk to her again. She's shown me your noble birth. That's funny. Camellia laughs her practiced musical laugh as she watches you from under lowered lashes. So she's got like her eyes closed and she's laughing, but she's not like really like this is like fake laugh. It's a ha ha ha, okay. You're most insightful, fine quality to have. Camelia's laughter ends and unspoken words hang in the silence. She's like, you fucking bitch. Still, I believe that being of noble birth does not give anyone the right to look down on others. Forgive me if my questions disturb you. I couldn't resist such a noble and beautiful lady. I would stop bothering you immediately if talking to me upsets you. There's nothing wrong with being a noble. People are not born equal. I feel like she'd like this one. Well, I suppose we all have our good and bad qualities. Damn. I kind of fuck with 4. I suppose we all have our good and bad qualities. I wouldn't have pegged you as a philosopher. You don't belong in my party. I have to go. We'll talk later. Okay. I won't keep you. The dawning smile on Camelia's face freezes and quickly dies away. Yeah, she's definitely fake. I can tell. I'm reading her a mile away. Not only obviously the giant hit from the fucking, like, the item that she has or whatever, but she just, bro. No, there's something with her, bro. I heard an army's on its way here from Nerosian. Well, that'd be good. They all died, my whole troop. Fuck. How much longer can we hold out? A day? 2? Praise the gods that we didn't all perish. Oh, you know what I just remembered too? This game has a resting system, remember? So maybe the more times we rest, the less time we get to explore when the courier comes. Fuck. Here, take this. Yes, it's 2,000 coins. Take your payment and remember that Horgus Worm always keeps his word. It's like a Lannister. A Lannister always plays his debts. You helped me get back to the surface, and duly I paid you for escorting me. Now, speaking of our future cooperation. Horgus looks at you with unvarnished disapproval, his arms folded across his chest, his foot tapping impatiently. I have a job that would be perfect for someone like you. Naturally, I'll pay generously for your services. What do you mean, a job for someone like me? For an adventurer ready to sell their soul for booze, and then lie down drunk in the gutter. Or do you think you're somehow different? A traveling knight, perhaps? Noble of heart, but without a coin to your name? Horgus sizes you up critically, then sighs and shrugs. You seem a reliable enough ally to me, and you did get rid of those mongrel caves, so why should I care what you do with your money once you get off? Oh, failed perception check. Horgus seems like one of those people who think the entire world owes him something. Damn. Noble birth doesn't give you the right to behave badly. I would ask that you refrain from such statements in the future. So what does this job involve? What kind of reward are we talking about here? He's just a dick. I mean, right? 1,000 gold coins, Horgus replies without hesitation. I don't know. I'm thinking we gotta double it. Yeah, I think we gotta double it. Several tense moments pass in silence and Horgus' face relaxes. Deal! Noble birth doesn't give you the right to behave badly. I would ask him, what does this job involve? You shall be my bodyguard, you see. I have good reason to return to my mansion here in Kenabres. I still have... Well, it doesn't matter. It's none of your business. My mansion is a breathtaking building with a large garden in the wealthy part of the city, even before the demons attacked. Every thief and fraudster in the city would try to get inside, one way or another. I shudder to imagine the state it's in now. I have little hope that my guards were able to hold the mansion during the attack, and I expect that the servants fled when they saw the demons. Only Adabar knows what's happened there since. Therefore, I would ask that you meet me at my mansion and guard me until I complete my business. Who's Adabar? Adabar, the god of cities. Oh, okay, that's actually convenient. Law, merchants, and wealth, also known as the god of walls and ditches in the Eastern Dragon Empires, is known to be a patient deity, maintaining a strong neutral stance in his actions. He strives to expand civilization and order among the peoples of Larian. Okay. I already asked the local paladins for help, but they have no desire to set foot outside this tavern. Damn cowards and traitors is that's what they are. Also, please, do take Camellia with you. I trust that girl more than the rest of your gang. She has a noble birth, after all. Noble birth doesn't give you the right to behave bad. Oh, shut up, deal. Marvelous, most excellent. There's a line of being too goody two-shoes, in my opinion. And that was the line. Marvelous, most excellent. Horgus' face relaxes, because I'll pick an evil option or two, but I'm not the type of person that would spit in something's face when he's down like that. If you're like Wenduag, though, yeah, I'm spitting in your face. Horgus' face relaxes, smoothing a few tense lines. I'll proceed to my mansion at once and wait for you there. Meanwhile, you needn't worry. I know the city like the back of my hand, but do hurry, unless you want me to lower your reward. What a bitch. Clear path for Horgus. Go to Horgus' mansion with Camellia. Okay. So, Gemnal Hawks. A strange figure towers over the bar, a huge, ungainly man with skin so milky white that the blue veins are visible from a distance. His bald head is equal parts lumpy and pitted, and blood-filled eyes stare impassively out at you beneath the pale brows. The glass in the albino's large, clumsy hands looks dangerously delicate, as if one touch of those callous fingers would be enough to crush it. A gold medallion engraved with tinkered gleams around his neck. What'll it be? Show me what you have. Lord Regent check pass. Oh, I already passed it. The medallion you're wearing. That's a sacred symbol, isn't it? Are you a cleric of the Caden Kalian? I'm a tavern keeper, best in the city. The best there's ever been. And I pray to the best god there is. Show me what you have. Potions. Okay, I'll fuck with that, though. Let's grab, like, 5. Let's do potion of mage armor. Let's do, like, 2 of those. Oh, moderate. Serious, too. Wow, okay. Let's do, like, 2 seriouses. Or, moderate, sorry. Oh, what is this? Gloves of the Neophyte. When a wearer uses gloves, cast a cantrip or first level spell, the spell deals 1 additional point of damage per dice roll. Not bad. Dark Veil. Once per day, you can use this item to grant your party total concealment. against ranged attacks for 1 minute. Wow. Dark Omen. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, it grants him the ability to cast the following spells: Ray of Enfeeblement, Scare, Ray of Exhaustion, Fear, and Waves of Fatigue. To cast a spell, the wearer needs to have the spell slot of the required level, which I think is just one, so it just gives you more spells. He says, see, she's trustworthy. He trusts her because she's a noble. No. This appears to be a common class stock of 2 by 4 feet. The bag of holding... Oh, it's a bag of holding! What the fuck? The bag of holding opens into a non-dimensional space. Its inside is way larger than the outside dimensions. Regardless of what you put in the bag, the weight doesn't change. This allows the party to carry additional 100 pounds of weight without suffering any negative consequence. Wow! Bro, we're getting the bag of holding. You're out of your fucking mind if you think we're not getting the bag of holding. That's a fucking must-do. Potion of Magic Fang. All natural weapons and unarmed strikes. Oh, okay, so it's just... Okay. Align weapon good? Align weapon makes your currently equipped weapon chaotic, good, evil, or lawful as you choose. A weapon that is aligned can bypass the damage reduction of certain creatures. Oh! So like demons maybe are resistant to bad damage? Spicy pastry, a comprehensive guide to cooking a tasty dish. I'm kind of curious. Onions has a bunch of like crafting stuff now. Usable item. You can throw the flask of holy water splash weapon 30 feet. A direct hit does 2 d4 damage of holy damage to an undead creature or an evil outsider. Each creature within 5. I'm kind of down to take some of those. That sounds useful. First aid kit, we might want to get some of those. Let's get like maybe 10. It's only 100 gold. It's not that bad. Lot of stuff. Wow. Bottomless mug. What the fuck? Drinking from this mug gives a character +2 bonus on saving throws against fear effect for 1 hour. Taking another drink prolongs the effect. When used by a monk with a Drunken Master archetype, the mug also restores 1 drunken key point and makes the monk's melee attack damage an additional 1d8 damage while its drunken power feature is active. A character can drink from this mug up to 5 times per day. Additionally, after the drunk condition wears off, the character gains the hangover condition and receives a -2 penalty to AC, -2 penalty to will saves for 1 hour, and the hangover condition can be removed after a rest. So it's like balancing, like you have to balance that drunken character, so that's pretty cool. Alright, now let's sell our junk. Let's do the bulk selling, I believe. Relax, you said before? Bulk selling, masterwork off, non-magical off, other on. Okay, yeah, I like that. Bulk selling. And this is just all the collector stuff, right? Okay, perfect. So mine stuff is worth $23. Alright, let's do some weapons and stuff too, because we literally bought a bunch of these, or brought a bunch of these just to sell and stuff. Masterwork Scimitar, there were a lot of them. Sickle we're not going to use. These glaives, we'll get rid of most of them. Darts we're not going to use. Butt plugs we're not going to use. We'll get rid of 4 of these fucking heavy cross. Well, honestly, we'll probably do all of them. Oh, no! Shit. Okay, you know what? It's fine. Let's do -2. All these daggers. We'll get rid of these long spears. Look, we're super overweight. We're overloaded. We have 400 pounds. Something is like fucking absolutely hoeing us. Let's get rid of like 3 of them. That's fine. We're still super overweight. Something is fucking us. I don't know what it is though. I wish it kind of told us what this section alone was weighing. That way we could like look at everything, you know? Where's the weight? It's on the bottom left. All this stuff should be like nothing. Yeah, like literally all this is like nothing. There's something that's fucking us. What is it? Is it just the weapons, maybe? Could get rid of more of them. Like this, we don't need the Falcata. Dueling Sword I'll keep. Heavy Mace I don't really like. There's a Rapier. Great Club, which I'm good on. This one looks really good though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about keeping that one. 10 pounds as well. 8 pounds. What is it that's weighing so much? 15, 25, 30. Okay, so it's this. I guess we'll just get rid of this one then. Heavy, and use our medium. Light. We'll get rid of the shittier one. If she's not going to use this shield, we should get rid of it too. We're still overweight as a bitch, though. Well, we're going to get 100 more pounds because of the bag of holding. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Is there any things... This all's like 0 pounds, basically. Alright, let's transact this and see how much the bag of holding gives us here. Perfect. Like, we were at 187 and it has us at 86 right now. But it still would be good to go ahead and get rid of some stuff if we don't need it. So like, we're gonna get more armor anyways. Let's get rid of the banded mail. And let's get rid of like 2 more weapons, right? Some heavyweight weapons. Like I'm talking like six and above. Alright, the dwarven axe can go. And then the spear can go. There, now we're even better. Look at that. Boom. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? We went down to 30 from, like, 86. So those weapons are really hoeing us. Okay, we're good. And we still got a decent amount of money. 2,500. Grease said, one of those items has a McDonald's curse and weighs 309 pounds. Your character just ate too much during the last rest time. Apparently. I am here all week. How did the city fall so easily? What were the bloody paladins doing? Bro, no paladin is stopping a giant-ass fucking demon like that, bro. Get the fuck on out of here. You're tripping. Jurnog, who is this? A young man in a well-worn traveling clothes and a simple wooden symbol of Erastil on his chest is efficiently cutting a linen robe into strips to use as bandages. Despite his visible exhaustion, he works with the zeal, singing some tune about red braids and ripe sheaves and wheat under his breath. He raises his warm, chestnut-colored eyes to you. Are you one of the Crusaders? Thank you for defending those of us whose talents lie off the battlefield. I'm Jernog, servant of Erastil, pleased to meet you. Erastil, also known as Old Eye and the Stag God, is one of the oldest human gods who still worshipped in the Inner Sea region, and is concerned with family, farming, hunting, and trade. During the Age of Creation, Erastil, among the gods who battled Rovagug, when he sought to destroy Galarian and who were eventually able to contain him in the Dead Vault and the planet Score. That's crazy lore. His religion dates back to before the Age of Darkness. It's like, oh yeah, he's the god of like family, and you know, he sealed this guy away into the fucking vault at the planet's core. You know, nothing major. His religion dates back to the Age of Darkness, when small farming communities and hunter-gatherers prayed to him for bountiful harvests and successful hunts. Legends claim that it was old Deadeye himself who crafted the first bow and gifted it to humans to overcome the challenges of the world. Even as the accomplishments of civilizations mount, Erastil still continues to embrace and represent the simpler pleasures life has to offer. What are you doing? I only took holy orders recently, so my god has only bestowed a little bit of his power to me as of yet. I'm sorry to say that the number of wounded fighters in Tavern is far beyond my power to heal, which is the reason people have faith in the gods, but look to yourself first. I may not be able to help the wounded with magic, but I can at least cut up some bandages. Are you from around here? No, I was just passing through Kenabres. I was sailing down that old man of ours, the Great Sullen River, to a village by the city name of Chili Creek. I happened to land in the city at the eve of the festival, and ashamed to say I decided to stay for a day to enjoy myself, but I ended up staying in the city much longer than I bargained for. Chili Creek, where's that? It's a small fishing village. It's not even marked on some maps, but people do live there. What they don't have is a priest. They have no one to heal their wounds, no one to offer prayers for a good catch, no one to give their dead a dignified burial, and the world rune is a stone's throw away. So I'll be setting sail for Chili Creek to serve my god and my people. Aren't you a bit young and inexperienced cleric, afraid to go to the border of the world rune? Once we've held Kenabres, I'll be going there. If by the graces of the good gods we'll survive this, you should come to visit me sometime. You'll find the village here on the bank of the river. He marked it on my map, okay. I won't lie, I'm afraid, but what can I do? Those villagers are some simple people. Every day of their short lives is spent doing hard, honest work. That's exactly the kind of life I want. Something simple but meaningful. If I had the centuries ahead of me, like elves do, I might have spared some 50 years or so to travel around the world. The young man says with a smile. Or maybe even 100. Why not? But I don't have time to spare, so I want to spend my short life in the place where I'm needed most. Even if it's dangerous, especially if it's dangerous. I could use the help of a cleric. Makes a helpless gesture. Wardstone knows I'd be glad to help you, but it's no use. My spells are depleted and I have no training in potions or scrolls. See the robe I'm cutting up for bandages? It's a second to last one. I have to go. May Wardstone watch over you. So he's going to be a recurring character, it looks like. Foreign Autumn Haze. A tall, fragile-looking elf sits in front of you, eyes closed. He's as pale as a ghost, his arm wrapped in blood-stained bandages. You spot other bandages on his body and under his clothes, but even in such a miserable state, he manages to keep calm. Raising his eyes to meet yours, he faintly says, I am Foreign Autumn Haze, at your service. His pale lips are reddened by blood, but you see no signs of pain or fear in his gray eyes. Do you need help? He gives you a sad smile in response. Thank you, my kid. I am expected no less from you, but save your strength. The healers here have already tended to my wounds the best of their abilities. However, the arrows that pierced me were poisoned, and only I can fight off the poison's effects. I'm gonna try to help him. Of course, my kid. I'm always glad the company of those who know our language and our ways. So he's speaking like what am I? I'm a half elf, right? So he's speaking Elven, probably. Who's your quarry here in Mendiv? I was hunting a fugitive, a Descarite by the name of Kalesa. It pains me to admit that there are heinous malefactors such as her among our noble kind. I managed to catch up to her in Kenabres and wounded her, then demons appeared and the city was engulfed in flames. I was injured the battle that ensued and couldn't free her soul from its service to the Dark Masters. He expresses no anger or hatred as he speaks, only compassionate sorrow. I'm sorry for your misfortune. I hope things turn out differently for you next time. He bows his head sincerely and with dignity. I will not fail you, my kin. You or our people. Okay, this guy's a little bit too serious. I wish to aid you in your hunt. Thorn covers his eyes warily. I thank you, but this is my mission. I'm used to facing all manner of terrors on my own. I do appreciate your willingness to help. If you happen to meet Kalesa, take caution. She has turned many innocent souls to the path of evil, and darkness has rewarded her with many gifts. Her appearance alone will tell you that. It is warped. The agate skin, the malicious stare of her blood-red eyes, the bestial teeth. She's more monster than elf at this point. That's weird. She kind of sounds like a neither, right? The mongrels. The outcast. Some representative of an unbelievable kind of arrogant, believing themselves to be superior than other races. Find and kill Kalesa. He focuses his piercing eyes on you. The miscreant is a disgrace to our people, which means we must bring her transgressions to an end. Should you meet her, my kin, I ask that you show her no mercy. What does Kalesa look like again? Fuck! Her skin is dark, her hair preternaturally white. So what? There's like we would have said we would have seen her before or something. Her red eyes can see perfectly in the dark, which to my dismay, I've come to know from experience. Her bright light causes her pain. I used an alchemical powder to explode in a dazzling flash, and she cried out as if I'd stabbed her. Okay, so basically, her weakness is that bright ability that we can use. Okay. It's clear that this woman is a faithful servant of darkness. That marks Kalesa's masters have left on her appearance say as much. I'd like to know more about you. I mean, I don't really care too much. I hold nothing back to who I am. Other people tend to believe the identity of some person's actions and events, blah blah blah. For them, I am one of the long line of warriors of Kyonin, who since his youth has dedicated himself to hunting evil and injustice. For them, I am a successful and capable huntsman who's tracked down and slain many great monsters. Kyonin is the homeland of elven race the Galorian. Okay, so he's an elf. Kyonin was almost completely evacuated by the elves just before the fall of Starstone. They only recently, by elven standards, returned to Galarian to reclaim their ancient homeland and have become an isolation realm, allowing few non-elven warriors into their shrouded capital, Iadara. Okay, so I could actually probably go to Iadara. Maybe I'll be spit down on because I'm half, but I am an elf, and for me, my identity has but this guy doesn't treat me like that. Has a different meaning. It is shaped by the place where I was born and that I love deeply. I am shaped by what I find beautiful, and that makes my heart quicken. By the fears that come to me in the dead of night, by the things I find. Oh my god. Thus, to tell you who I am, I'll require much days and much candor, bro. Why did you choose to be a hunter of evil? Because I am a son of a noble and proud nation. Alright. Remind me who's the quarry. Okay, we know who it is. Refresh my memory about Kalesa. Alright. I have to go. Okay. Let's go to the basement. Let's see what's down there. Give it a look. Oh, what is this? Surrender thy soul, Delvin! Iomade! Iomade! Protect us! Ah, I got you again. How many times is that today? What the fuck? Take your jokes and shove them, tiefling! What the fuck? Whoa! Easy there, chief. Don't hit me. It's just a... Oh, we can't... It's a robbery item. These are robbery items, too. Woljif, who the fuck is that? So he's a tiefling. They all died, my whole troop. Outside. What is this? Old map of Avestan, fuck it. It's weird. Whoops. I feel like that's not there for no reason, you know?
Hey, Chief. Hey, Dreamboat, come over here. I want to talk to you about something. Something
Dreamboat.
really important.
The young tiefling sits cross-legged on the floor. He looks relatively calm for someone in shackles, but his tail whips back and forth in agitation. Noticing your attention, the tiefling sits up and beckons you over.
Quit bothering the decent people in here, Woljif, or I'll knock your teeth out.
What's it to you, Delvin Dum-Dum? You were told to guard me, and I'm not stopping you. But no one told me I had to shut my trap.
Kinda sounds like Lan, no? Like a different, like a tone for Lan? Who are you?
Woljif Jefto. I deal in useful things. I can get you whatever you want. Anything. But there's just one problem.
The tiefling rattles his chains and gives you a meaningful look. What do you want from me?
Simple job, 30 minutes tops. We go someplace, talk to someone, and in return, whatever you want, I'll get it for you. Some extra rations? No problem. Armor, weapons, scrolls, you name it. It's as good as yours. If you need my help with something, whistle and I'll be there. I'm handy enough with knives too, and even my magic know-how isn't too shabby.
So basically this guy's gonna be like our staple fucking thief or rogue class. That's what he's looking like.
What a load of guff. If you were good at magic, you wouldn't be stuck in here now, would you?
Don't you listen to him, Chief. He'd find fault with the Queen herself. I'll be useful to have in battle, and I'll sell whatever you want at a reasonable price. It's your lucky day. You won't meet another gem like me in Kenabres.
I can help you while you're chained up here. How can I free you?
It's easy. You know Irabeth? Feisty-looking gal, always wears armor.
Irabeth, that's Anavia's wife.
Fighter in the whole city. When you see her, put in a good word for me, will ya? Tell her there's this guy Woljif locked up for no good reason in the Defender's Heart. Well, for the follies of his youth. And he really wants to get out on bail so he can keep up his good behavior and make a contribution to society. You got that? Will you do it? I knew I could count on you. Knew it the moment I laid eyes on you. Does it really matter? Don't get hung up on the past, Chief. Don't look to the future. Live in the here and now.
He was caught thieving.
Ah, how could he? Your shadow, what was that?
Get me out of here and I'll tell you. And don't worry, it's not contagious.
We'll talk later. Okay, so basically, this guy definitely looks like he'd be a party member, for sure. What's up with these levers, right? There's a bunch of levers. Okay, I don't want to go outside yet. Let's go back up. We'll talk to anyone we missed, which I think is Irabeth herself. And then we'll go outside for the first time. He said, she's basically a vampire without any of the pros of being a vampire. He's talking about, Camilla from all the way back? Holy, that was a minute ago. Alright, let's see here. Survivor. Is this outside as well? Okay, that's outside as well. Anevia's over here. Anything more to say? Anevia in her muted colors blends almost perfectly into the background. She appears relaxed, but her seemingly unfocused eyes are taking in everything around her, tracking and filtering potential threats. The only tell is the way she drums her fingers on the hip near her weapon sheath. She shows no sign of her injuries and confidently leans on her previously broken leg. She presents to have just noticed you, even though she watched you approach from afar. Oh, hey, see how they patched me up? Now I can run, jump, and dance a jig if I feel like it. Are there any suspicious places in the city that I should pay attention to? There are a couple of spots I want to check out, but I don't have the time. If there really is a den of cultists there, it would be really good if you could swoop in there and just bust some heads. You don't even need a search warrant. Anevia shoots a crooked smile. First one is a silken thread. It's a funny little tailor shop that doesn't take any orders and never buys any fabric, but they always seem oh so busy. So it's like a fucking the fronts like a Chinese restaurant with no covers that you'll see like triads and things used, right? But they always seem oh so busy. They're busy with something in there, alright, but someone ain't. Silken Thread Atelier has been revealed. Second one is an alchemy shop, Topaz Solutions, and they trade in everything, not just healing potions. Judging by the ingredients they've been buying on the black market, there's something fishy about the alchemical rituals going down in that place. Tell me about yourself. She shrugs on a lazy smile. I'd be happy to, but there's kind of nothing to tell. What's so interesting about me? Where are you from? Nowhere. I was blown up in the wind and found in a cabbage patch. She stopped short. Sorry, that's an old habit of mine. I don't like blabbing about my past, but you saved my skin, so I guess I kind of owe it to you not to clown around, right? I'm from Nadal, and I wouldn't wish my homeland on my worst enemy. You've heard of the place, I'm sure. Ruled by monsters that aren't alive nor dead, and the official religion of the cult of Zonzukuthon. Also known as the Midnight Lord, Dark Prince, and the Prince of Pain. God of darkness, envy, loss, and pain, possesses one of the most twisted and evil minds of the great beyond. His position as God of pain is well earned, as he is the most... He can root the countless tortures, murders, and wars throughout time. He was once a benevolent demigod named Dobral, but was corrupted when he traveled to the far dark places between the planets and returned in his current form. His half-sister Shellin still holds out hope that she can redeem him, but the Lord of Shadows holds no sign of remorse or compassion. I grew up in a slum like a weed between the cobblestones. I didn't have a dad, but I had lots of aunts and uncles. My mom's cronies. No prize for guessing what kind of business she was involved in. They got me a set of lockpicks as soon as I could hold the spoon, and while other kids were picking their noses, I was picking locks. When I was 12, the monks of the Silent Shroud came for us. Creepy guys with their mouths sewn shut. Ooh. Silent Shroud. They're the guards in Nisrock. My mom gave me to her friends, and we hid in a secret temple of Desna. I never saw my mom again. Lady Luck, among the goddess of dream, Luck stars, while her peers burdened themselves with the task of creating Galarian, she spent her time building the heavens. Right, I remember reading that one. I lay low in the temple for the next few years. I kept my head down, watched the floors, fetched water, listened to sermons. Funny thing, after a while, I started liking Desna's teaching, but as soon as I was old enough, I was out of there. I left Nadal and got as far away as I could. Your mother should have hidden you in the temple of Shellin. Zucon forbids the flock from harming her followers. My mom couldn't tell her Iomade from her elbow, but she knew the city's underbelly like the back of her hand. What to get, where to get it, where to lay low. I don't know if there's any Shellanites in the doll, but if there were, I doubt they were rubbing elbows with gutter snipes like us. Quite a ragtag group we've got here, from nobles to street thieves. You got that right. Only the best for you. What do you do if the knights and nobles fail to save the world? The low lives are our only hope. How did you meet Irabeth? I was bumming around Timon a while back, doing this and that. Desmond Temple sometimes gave me odd jobs. You know, sometimes they needed people with skills like mine. On the surface it was fine, I guess. After Nadal, the freedom of river kingdoms should have seemed like heaven. My chance to sit back and enjoy life, but I wasn't happy. There just wasn't any joy in my new life. I was all alone. No one cared about me, and I didn't care about anybody either. I struggled to find a reason to drag myself out of bed every morning. Tying a stone around my neck and jumping into the nearest river started to sound pretty appealing. Damn! One day I was hired to follow some fellows who the local authorities suspected were Rasmirian spies. A realm known as Rasmaran was once just another turbulent, violent river kingdom, the Archduchy of Melkat, where leadership changed as often as the years. It ended in 4661 when the land was conquered by Rasmir, a tyrant claiming to have ascended to godhood. I was stupid. I made a rookie mistake and they caught me. It's like my body was already decided to go to mine to do what my mind had been fighting, to finally put me out of my misery, get someone else to kill me since I didn't have the guts to do it myself. They grabbed me. I thought they'd gut me on the spot, but instead they hogtied me and dragged me off. And just like an animal going through slaughter, my only thought was, let's get this over with. They brought me to the stinking cave, threw me on the altar, and realized who it was. Kuthites from Nadal. Oh, okay, so back from her OG place. They tracked me down after all those years, but I didn't care anymore. Wouldn't even have cared if they'd eaten me or whatever. We all got to do we all got to go sometime, right? So I was lying there, staring at those knives pointed at me, when fate rolled the dice and I hit the jackpot. Irabeth, there she was, storming into the cave. How lucky. Picture it. I'm lying on the altar with all these knife-wielding maniacs around me, and suddenly Irabeth storms in. I thought it was Iomade herself. Fierce in her shining armor and her gleaming sword raised, she made quick work of those scumbags, chopped them up just like that. I didn't even have time to blink. She untied me, and then Anivia's face lights up as she chuckles. She looked through the papers they had on the table, and she started swearing like a sailor. So much for Aoma Day. How did you and Erebeth, end up in Kenabres? After almost becoming a human sacrifice, I knew I never wanted to leave Erebeth's side. Dozen of nose, I fell for her instantly, and I fell hard. My misery was gone, and when Erebeth showed me what was in those papers, proof that the cultist had a nest in her home city, well, I offered to help without a second thought. She must have figured I couldn't wait to get my revenge on the cultists, but I didn't give a damn about them. It was her. I'd go anywhere with her, even on a crusade, or into the jaws of a dragon. But I took to life in Kenabres like a duck to water. I used to be an outcast. I love her writing. It's really interesting and really well said. But half of the Crusaders are the same, after all. Who'd volunteer to tangle with demons on the edge of the abyss? You gotta be either a goody two-shoes with too much honor and free time, or a misfit with no life out in the normal world with normal people. I mean, that's kind of facts. People come here to run away from their debts, their past, from themselves, so I fit right in. What is it like living with Erebeth? It's like living without her. I wouldn't be... Seriously, if I were alone, I'd definitely be gone by now. Sure, sometimes we argue, can't deny that. Sometimes we bang our fists on the table and yell so loud the walls shake. But that's all about order business. But at home? Well, I'll give you an example. I've kind of always wanted to move out of the broom closet we call a house and somewhere cozier. It ain't like they take a vow of poverty at the Eagle's Watch. But every month, somehow, most of our spare money is spent on Crusader business. Sure, I get mad about it, but Anevia makes a helpless gesture. It's part of why I love her so much. Thank you for your answers. Thanks for asking. Telling you all this kind of makes me feel better. What are your responsibilities in the Eagle's Watch? Nothing official. I'm not even in the night, you know. I just hang around. You sure you want to know the details? Catching traitors and spies, cultists is no walk in the park. It's a delicate job. You can't always do it within the letter of the law. What if we surprise some suspicious blighter with an official search? Everyone will know about it before long, starting with their cronies. Then again, sneaking into people's houses at night ain't exactly legal. Crusaders can't be doing stuff like that, can they? Well, I'm not exactly a knight, she trails off. I have to go. Alright, you watch yourself. That's interesting, actually. He says she looks cool, but not as trustworthy as Camellia, bro. Hell no. Way trustworthier than Camellia. Lan, oh my god. Lan greets you with... Dude, we've been here for like an hour. I don't mind it, but it's like, damn, this is a lot, right? Dan greets you with a nod. Here for a chat. I've been waiting for you to come and see what strange beast you've taken into your party. I'd like to know more about you. Let me guess. Your first question is, can you wear a hat with one of your horns? Am I right? You speak common much better than the rest of your tribe. Funnily enough, common isn't all common underground, Lan says. But your observation is correct. I used to live in the surface with my parents for a while, and I had a chance to learn a couple things. The language, and the fact that every peasant who sees me scaly mug screams, "Demon!" and runs away. I don't know if you're interested, but my mom wasn't from an underground tribe. She was a smuggler, the kind that used to use the dungeons of Kenabres to secretly move and store goods. One time, two kings couldn't agree on how to share the prime cut, got into a fight, and it went through the losers down the hole, dead and living alike. My dad went to check if the corpses had anything useful on them, and he found a girl from the surface, barely clinging to her life, and incredible feelings sparked between them. Or maybe the girl just liked men with scales and a cat nose. That might be it. One way or another, he got her back on her feet, and he later even left his home case. She left her smuggling behind, and they began an honest life together. That's the delightful story of how Old Lan came to this world. The next chapter, however, my family and I never stayed in one place for long. We lived sometimes on the surface, sometimes underground. We couldn't find a place to call home. Living in the caves was hard on my mom, and my dad's appearance raised too many questions and mend it. They're at war against demons, after all, in the end. My parents decided to stop making each other miserable and separated. My father and I returned to the tribe. I think the peasant screaming demon had something to do with it. Or maybe the dad just couldn't stand life without rat's tail soup. I wouldn't rule out the possibility. Did you come with me so you could see the surface again? No, that wasn't it. I just don't have patience for certain types of creatures. Demons, I mean. If they want to destroy Kenabres, I'll be on the side of the people they're attacking. Lan looks away. You're my companion, and companions should trust each other. I'm counting on you to give honest answers, not excuses. I guess you're right. I shouldn't have been so evasive. It's just that some things are hard to talk about. My family, for example. My birth, hell take me, turned out to be a great misfortune to my parents, all because I'm relatively healthy. And the best thing that can come from a marriage between a cave-dwelling mongrel and anything from the surface, a healthy child in the right number of hands and feet, no apparent defects, no missing organs or other problems. They saw hope in me. So risked having more children, they thought it would somehow be alright. A growl edges into Lan's voice. I could have had 4 brothers. The first was born 2 years after me, and died 3 years later. He didn't have a nose, nothing even remotely resembling one. He could only breathe through his mouth. Mom and Dad were afraid to take their eyes off him for fear he'd choke and suffocate or something. But in the end, it was a weak heart that killed him. Aww. Then there was another pregnancy and birth. I pretended I was sleeping, but snuck out of the bedroom and listened under the door. All those hours, it was very strange, but I never heard the newborn screaming. Mom moaning, "Hey, yo!" The priest praying. Then I did open the door a little and looked inside. The priest stood there, very pale. One of them was holding something, a small object that fit in his palm. Yes, you know what this is? And the other said, "I think it's his head." Wait, what? What? I actually don't know what the fuck. I actually don't know what the fuck this is. Land pauses, excels, and continues in a steadier voice. It turns out that at the time Mom was expecting triplets. The first of the babies was born in pieces. Oh my god. And the two others didn't live long enough to draw their first breath. About 3 weeks later, my father took me to the caves. He didn't want to leave. I could see it in his face, but I think my mom and he decided it together. The curse my people have carried from the first crusade stood between them, not to mention the 4 dead babies. And old age was rapidly taking the toll of my father. After we returned to the cave, he only lived another 4 years. Damn. So if you're asking me, I decided to go up with you to the surface and join the Crusaders. Well, the answer is I've always wanted to. I was afraid to leave my tribe, but it always haunted me to die in a world where 4 Crusaders could do nothing to stop the beast from the abyss, and the number of victims kept growing. I want to change that, or at least try to. And if changing things is too much to ask, then at least get a little revenge. The ones that were behind the world wound owe me a great debt. The lives of 4 brothers, all my brothers' tears, and my father's broken heart, it's a lot. It's so much that killing a couple of demons won't do it for me. I want to do something real, and I'm ready to pay any price. Call it my personal crusade if you like. Land gives you a slanted grin. I used to think that things would be better if I'd never been born, but now I think I was born for this, to settle the score. Damn! That was deep. Like, it's a really cool backstory, actually. Really fucked up. Land is trauma dumping. Yes, he is. Although I'd say it's better trauma than fucking Stroll from from goddamn. Oh, what was the game called? Oh my god, I don't even remember what it was called. What the fuck was the game? I don't even remember. Still, in my opinion, the most overrated Atlas game I've ever played. I forget what it's called. Oh my god. We played it for like months. What the fuck was the game called? Oh my god, what was it called? It's gonna piss me off. It's not Metaverse. I keep thinking Metaverse. Oh my gosh. What was that game called? Actually, ReFantazio. There we go. Oh my god. Metaphor ReFantazio. That's why I was thinking Metaverse. It's Metaphor. Chaos, what's going on, man? Said, are you gonna 100% this game? I don't know about 100%, but I'll do a lot of the content that comes to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm loving the game so far. Why didn't you join the Crusaders before? I couldn't just abandon my tribe. I'm their best hunter. They'll have it much harder without me, but now the demons have nearly destroyed Kenabres and the caves almost collapsed on our heads. Sitting and waiting it out just wasn't an option anymore. Anyway, I'm more useful up here than I am down there. Plus, the chief let me go, which means my debt to the tribe is repaid. Would you like to find your mother? Whoa, no. The word flies from Land's mouth faster than an arrow. We're finding his mother. Then after a pause, he continues. I don't want to meet her, not because I feel any resentment. It's just that she's a half-elf. Hey, what the fuck? She's barely got her first gray hair, and I'll be a she's barely got her first gray hair, and I'll be a ramshackle old man. She's buried enough children. There's no need to make her witness the death of another one. Damn, I truly am sorry. That smiles. Well, then I'm very lucky I met someone who's not only helped me choose the right path, but is happy to listen to my whining. And break my beloved's heart when I die in her arms 5 years later? Wait, what? So, like, they die after they birth children, or does he just age really fast? That's a fine thing to do to a person you love. Then again, there's a chance I'll inspire some tragic bard to write a tearful ballad. Thanks for sharing, Lan. Thanks for listening. I genuinely enjoyed that conversation. Tell me your story again. Mongrels have a short lifespan. Okay, so he does have a short lifespan. But you don't look like you're getting old or dying. How old are you? I'm as old as I look, no surprises there, but remember Soul? He's 10 years older than me. I remember him back when he was a fearless warrior, and day by day I watched him turn into an old man. him and his father, and my father. So the village elder is only 10 years older, so he just ages really fast. It happens very quickly. First, you miss a shot because you don't see the target as clearly as you used to. You think it's because your eyes are tired. You tell yourself that you'll get better tomorrow. Then you notice you're having trouble breathing, then climbing is harder than ever before. Land clenches and unclenches his human fist. Your fingers stop bending. You have to tie your sword to your hand. You can't even put your greaves without help. When you're washing your face on the stream, sometimes you catch sight of a gray hair wrinkled on men like you don't recognize, and this goes on until one day, you come across a cave beast and you realize you can't outrun it. That takes a breath. My dad kept diaries marking all the signs, and I saw it too. The last year, I had to help him get out of bed, help him dress, remind him how to eat. Sometimes he forgot my name. I told him that we should have stayed on the surface, and he joked and dodged that goddess was behavior unworthy of a crusader. He meant for Osmo. Every morning I wake up and check how I feel, but there are no signs yet. Even so, I know I don't have much time. I need to do something useful or forget why I came here. Damn. Dude, he's like such a tragic character. Holy shit. We said the Gamba game, Persona 5, nice. No, bro, I love Persona 5 personally. I think it was really good. I still think myself, Persona 4 might be like my favorite overall package for the Persona games. 5 got me into the franchise though, and I enjoyed it a lot. Persona 3, on the other hand, I personally would say is low-key overrated. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say it. Persona 3, I think, is overrated from when I played Reload. But Metaphor ReFantazio, oh my god, that was some hot garbage. I don't know why some people go to bat for that game like that. I don't know. To each their own, I guess, but that shit, oh my god. It had some, don't get me wrong, it had some pretty cool plot points that it didn't really delve super into a lot as much as I would want. But it had so many, like, plot holes in it, and the combat was kinda not as fun as Persona, in my opinion, even though it has, like, the same bases. It was just, I don't know, it was just weird, bro. I wasn't a fan of that game. I want to talk about Wenduag. Ooh, are you sure, Landsize? Alright, tell me about your connection with Wenduag. A connection to Wenduag? I mean, where do I start? Land turns the unexpressive reptile half of his face to you. We grew up together, trained together. She was the chief's daughter. Oh, shit! She was the chief's daughter? She was groomed to be the best all her life, and then I came along. We were rivals, but we dragged each other out of tight spots, too. I've always been drawn to grand heroic gestures, sometimes idiotic ones, whereas Wendy liked to roam unexplored passages, finding new caves, and making maps. She wanted to be a great huntress, the one who would make it through the shield maze, but instead she... Land shakes his head. It'd be better if she died. The death of a friend is painful, but watching a friend become a shadow of her former self is unbearable. Yo. Crazy. Crazy. Land... I fuck with Land, bro. I fuck with Land heavy. She doesn't think she's a shadow of her former self. Of course. She thinks she did everything right, because the second she starts to doubt herself, she'll have to face the truth. Oh! Oh my god, Land just hit a fucking bar. To admit that she's just a cannibal that demons use as they wish, Lan frowns almost like a wince. She wants to get stronger and stronger, but for what? I'll never understand what drives her. You were just friends, or you were more than that? Wow, you really don't pull any punches, do you? Lan excels loudly. There was a time when I asked myself the same question. Wenduag knew me better than anyone. She understood me better than anyone. She was my first woman. Damn. But we never loved each other. Oh. Maybe I could have grown to love her, but it always seemed like she never understood what love was. Maybe she just wasn't capable of those feelings. Damn. Thanks, I found out everything I wanted to know. No, I didn't. I want more gossip. If you ever want to reopen any more old wounds, you know where to find me. So you can wear a hat with your one horn? Sure I can, but certain designs don't suit me too well. Lance speaks in a deadly serious voice. I found out everything I wanted, thank you. Sure thing. Tell me about... Bro, so much dialogue. Holy shit. He says they age exponentially. Interesting. Bars, but you can fix her, Lan. No. What do you think of a life on the surface? It's very different than underground. Of course, as far as living conditions, the surface is definitely a better place to be. It's easier to go get food and water, not to mention build a house, and even grow a few things in an older, well-established settlements. You don't have to deal with anything scarier than rats, or maybe foxes stealing chickens. As for the kind of lives you have, I heard the story of demon worshippers abducting a whole family and sacrificing them one by one while others watch. But there were only brave crusaders nearby, and they killed the villains and saved everyone. And I heard another story. A young blacksmith lost his arm in a fire, couldn't work to feed his wife and baby. They tried their best and lived from hand to mouth, but they were still destitute in the end. The desperate blacksmith robbed a traveler one night on the road. but there were some brave Crusader knights nearby, and they caught the robber and threw him in prison. Not long after, his wife smothered the baby, and oh my gosh! Up here, the same person could probably say he's protecting the innocent from demons, and then look at the other way while the same innocent starves just because they know they were born to a poor family. Queen Galfrey prolongs her life with the sun orchid elixirs that cost enough to feed an entire city. Back in our caves, everyone is equally poor, and if one person starves, the whole tribe starves. We don't abandon our own in times of trouble. That's the power of a tribe, so they're communists. The laws of the surface are made so that some get everything and others get nothing. I might just be a naive fool from the caves, but I don't understand how it's possible to have so much more and share so much less. I mean, I get what he's saying for sure, right? But it's a really unique outside perspective when you come from a village that lives and dies together, essentially, right? You get to see the injustices firsthand and just point them out like that. Anyway, look who I'm talking to. You must know life on the surface much better than I do. I'd never leave a needy person. That's wrong. That's straight up. We're in a struggle for our very survival against the abyss. There's no time to upend the society for quest of fairness. Oh yes, I also have a few questions for our feckless aristocracy. Stop whining and climb my own way up, and anyone who can do the same is just lazy or weak. Okay, I don't agree with that, but at the same time, that is kind of how it works. I'd say lawful here. So you think if the world wound hadn't happened, the surface would have changed for the better? No. I'm not so sure. I'm not even sure my kinfolk wouldn't find their way inventing their own aristocracy. If they ever got their hands on anything valuable enough to divide unfairly, then what's the point of being prince of all caves, holes, and gorges if only throne is a boulder and your only crown is the rat skulls? I can see that. You said you were prepared to risk your life to do something meaningful. What exactly do you mean? To invent a new salad and name it after me. Okay, that's funny as fuck. To invent a new salad and have it named after me. Then remarks grimly, then he sighs. Truth be told, I don't know. It'd be much easier if all I really wanted was to kill demons and a few more demons, and more demons after that. Good honest rage and no needless brooding. I think I actually envy the warriors who can live like that. But I can't. If life's taught me anything, it's that there's no easy choices. Dying a glorious death isn't enough. Some heroes of the Crusade did that and also saved entire settlements, erected the Wardstones. Their action kept the lands of Mendiv safe for decades. That's what I want, for my dumb short life to have meant something. I can see that. You think I have an exaggerated opinion of myself? Some scaly freak crawls out of the caves and want to control the Wardstone and flaunt Iomede's banner? Any fool can charge at the front lines of the demonic armies and die there. But what good will that do? I want something meaningful, you know? Even if I have to pay the highest price, especially if I have to pay it, there are plenty of worthier people who need to survive this war and tell everyone else what nutcases we were. Oh shit, I almost pressed that one. Of course, what do you want to know? Bro, I don't want to know all this, I'm not gonna lie. What's it like living in your caves? Are you really that descendants of the first Crusaders? We're like demon spawn, aren't we? Sad but true. Without the demons, there would be no mongrels. It's the magic of the whirlwind that affected our ancestors and made our children the way they are. Like most of the tribe, Chief Soul fancies himself a descendant of the underground Crusaders, the ones of our heroic ancestors left to guard the caves. I don't know if that's true or not. That angel came to our caves for a reason. Maybe he remembered us. Those were evil and dangerous times for the First Crusade. Hundreds of Crusaders began having children, and the babies were born with fangs and horns and warts all over half their face. Damn. Okay. So it was just like an effect that was put on their bodies after going to the world wound, essentially. People didn't like the new look, the Inquisitors sure didn't, so our ancestors fled persecution and made home for themselves down here, under the ground. They probably intended to find a cure for their children and hoped to return in time, but it never happened. Instead, the Whirlwind's terrible legacy was passed down from generation to generation. Mongrel parents can only guess what their child would look like. Each of us is born with a new mutation. Many mutations are fatal. Right, like the nose that his brother had and stuff. Down in the caves, we usually don't congratulate the family for the birth of a child until they at least turn 3. Most don't even get a name before that. There's no point. Damn, that's fucked up. Grease says, bars from land. They need a little bit of freedom. What ingredients would a land saddle have? Now that's the real question. Hasn't been long since the First Crusade. Why does so little know about your ancestry? Our lives are much shorter than the Uplanders. Right. Up here, only a few generations passed, and many still who are members of Sarkoris, and it's still untouched by demons. Queen Galfrey, for example, but we live here. Mongrels start getting old much earlier than humans, much faster, and with more devastating consequences. Few live past 40, and fewer still live long enough to die of old age. Hunger, disease, and monsters from the deep are more effective killers than time. Do you have a way to tell it's day and night? Every Mongol settlement has a big gong, which we treat like a relic. The gong keeper hits it twice a day to mark the beginning and end. But this custom doesn't keep time very precisely. Every Mongol child has snuck up to the gong, strike it at the wrong time, at least once. Just trolls. Just out of pure mischief. Nothing could keep me away from it. Not even the fact that I only have one ear, which means it would take double the punishment once I caught it. So sometimes the gong strikes get mixed with the right ones, and the tribe can find itself jumping to greet the morning in the middle of the night. The Mongol tribes fight each other. There's some skirmishes, and I'm forced to kill my kinfolk too. Fights most often break out over food. We have laws in the caves, written and unwritten, that rules that we follow. We respect one another's right to live, but hunger, it can push a person over the edge. I've never, you can count on that, stolen someone else's kill. But I can understand those of my kin who try. To hear your kids begging for food and not be able to feed them is terrifying. You're the only member to call them Mongols. Why is that? Because all the Galorians call us that. I don't see the point of all hemming and hawing over what we're called. Anyone who finds it offensive or takes issue with it can lead the charge against the name. No one's stopping them. But personally, I'm not going to pick a fight over something as unimportant as a name. Hey, that's so real though. That's so damn real. It's like, who cares what other people call us, bro? Like, you can fight it if you want. I'm gonna fight a real battle with myself. Everyone's got their own demons. Take care of those first before you do, like, stupid superficial shit, in my opinion. Thank you. I found out everything I wanted to know. Thank you for the answer so long. Wow, that was a lot, and that was really cool, actually. And I'm assuming, like, Salah and all them have shit like that, too. Fuck. What is this? Healer, the Spinner of Nightmares. That sounds interesting. We'll take that. Dude, there's so many people we still gotta talk to. Holy fuck. I'm just hoping that not that long, if not the whole stream, is deadass gonna be talking to them, and I don't want it to be like that. I believe that help is already on the way. The queen will not leave us to die. I don't know. Alright, so that was that. Let's talk to Hyler. Who's this guy? A tall, athletic man greets you. His hair is prematurely gray and shorn in his head of the military style. He's lean and well-groomed, and a monocle twinkles coldly in his eye. The bold set of his jaw and his large but agile frame attest to that man who is ready to be on the move. Greetings, I'm Hylor, Venture Captain of the Pathfinder Society. I'm the superior officer among Pathfinders. What is that? Pathfinder Society is a globe-spanning organization based in Abbasalim. The membership consists primarily of Pathfinders. Adventurers travel throughout Galorian, usually inconspicuously explore, delve, and otherwise experience the lesser-seen parts of the world. They send journals documenting their travels back to their adventure captains, who also assign them new missions and suggest new places to explore. So they're explorers. The most exciting and illuminating of these journals are compiled in Pathfinder Chronicles, an ongoing series of books that collect the history and mystery of Galarian for its members and the general public. In this region of Mendev, however, the Society is running almost no operations here right now. Besides me, there are almost no Pathfinders here. Actually, I'm only stuck here because of an old feud with a demon worshipper known as the Spinner of Nightmares, which is a book we picked up. I've had to work alone without the support of the Society, but I've made a lot of acquaintances among the local mercenaries and daring fighters. If you need any good fighters for an honest cause, talk to me. So I wonder if this is the guy that helps with class respecting then, right? Tell me about your confrontation with the Spinner of Nightmares. It all began with the task of the Pathfinder Society. I arrived in Nearsian and found my team to investigate the sudden death of a famous crusader, Baron Falrun. We soon focused on a small hospital for the wealthy where Falrun was being treated shortly before his death. It turned out that the gang of his cultists, calling themselves the Labyrinth of Mind, had gotten a foothold in the hospital. They were obsessed with twisting the minds of their victim and targeted fragile people too weak to resist. The hospital was filled with perfect victims, isolated for weeks from the outside world, completely helpless. And when they returned, they were different, almost normal, but the moment they heard a certain phrase, something dark awoke in their mind, and they transformed into servants of the devil or demon, whatever. Ready to lie, betray, and even kill. The Labyrinth Mind was preparing to infiltrate all elite circles in Mendev, but Baron Falrun stopped them. He was too loyal to his oath and too resilient to their spells. He fought for his freedom until the strain broke his heart. We opened and claimed the city of his pit of vipers. Their den was a cradle of sin and filth. They cast spells on each other, and their loathsome fantasies stepped real from their minds into the world. They dreamt of horrible and forbidden things, and they fought like mad. We burned the place to the ground and slaughtered everyone we could, but the leaders of the cult were able to flee, and they were set upon revenge. That's interesting. They abducted the daughter, my daughter. Oh shit, Lori, who served under the command of the Pathfinder Society. They left me a note full of tart insults, mockery, and sneers. From that note, I learned the name of the enemy, the Spinner of Nightmares. A few months later, I confirmed that she was the leader of the Labyrinth Mine. My hunt began. Ah, so they turned her. I would get Lori back at any cost. High Lord grits his teeth with bulldog determination. I want to know more about you. What exactly are you interested in? I'm a common Pathfinder. There are many like me. Fate and my orders brought me to this land. How'd you end up here? You told us that. Tell me about your daughter. Someone smiles showing the healthy white teeth. As a girl, Lori was just an angel. We'd lost her mother early on. She was left to follow my example. A drifter with little idea how to talk to a 10-year-old girl. But even with such questionable parenting, Lori managed to grow into a wonderful girl. Brave, smart, beautiful, and entirely unbearable. She has always argued with me about everything. When Lori was 18 and told me she was going to be a Pathfinder, all I said was alright. I knew there was no use in trying to talk her out of it, and she was a fine Pathfinder. I'll never forgive the Spinner of Nightmares for taking my girl from me. Global organization, yeah, you told us about that. More questions. I need a brave and experienced fighter. My companions and I need good training. I'll grant a mentor from Abbasalam for the few times you'll train your fighters free of charge. Yeah, this is the retraining. Okay, yeah. This is the class stuff. Oh my, here we go. More reading. Again, it's really interesting. It's just so much. Alright. Sela smiles at you warmly. Hey there, during the march through the dungeon, we never got a chance to exchange a proper greeting. It's high time I shake your hand. I'd like to know more about you. Of course, ask anything, I'll answer honestly. Tell me about yourself, where you're from. I'm a little bit from Geb, a little bit from Kenabres, but mostly from the Knights of Yomade. I was accepted and began my training at 14. I belong in the ranks more than I belong at any other place. You come to Mendiv in a long road, haven't you? A very long one. She looks at you cheerfully. A traveler is expected to have amusing stories. Unfortunately, I have only 3 tales of any interest, and I'd like to save them for our next feast. Otherwise, I won't have anything to show for myself when it's time to start bragging. And that just won't do, especially since I'll win the night with my cautionary tale of a battle with chupacabras. You can't tempt me with a story about fighting chupacabras and then not follow through. What are your chupacabras, by the way? Isn't your attitude toward life war too carefree, especially for a paladin? I like it. Incredibly repulsive magic beasts, fast and dangerous. They can... Well, it looks like someone's fooled me into starting the tale. I guess now I have to tell the whole story. Damn. Picture a small town in Kadira. And down in the dungeon, there's 2 murderers waiting to be executed. The gallows are already built for them. The rope's been bought. But people's lives takes a surprising turn. Suddenly, a paladin of Yomade appears in the doorway and offers the murderers a deal. If they go with her to fight some monster, they'll live. If they survive, that is. There's a big difference between imminent death and probable death with a glimmer of hope, wouldn't you say? Pretty, yeah. So here we are traveling through the desert, me and my friend and priestess of Sarenrae, along with the little ratfolk fellow who'd asked for help, and the 2 cutthroats. We get to the ratfolk village and see the bodies lying around, all drained dry. We figured we'd be having to fight vampires. That's how the little ratfolk described the monster who attacked their village. That's why we went all brazen, like the sun was high and the vampires couldn't attack until dusk. So there are vampires, but we never got a chance to look around. Black shadows, quick as the wind, attacked us from all sides. Not vampires, but chupacabras. One of the lads we pulled from the gallows got killed right away. The second one ran for his life. They left me, the ratfolk, and Kyra. That was the name of the priestess. And we all steeled ourselves ready for a fight of our lives. And just when we thought the end had come, with the chupacabras surrounding me like a pack of dogs around a bear, a ratfolk friend wounded and down, and the teeth of the quickest of those blasted monsters clenched on Kyra's shoulder. Right then, when all hope was lost, the other lad from the gallows suddenly comes running back. He kills the beast attacking Kyra. I'm sure you know what a turning point in a fight feels like. Well, this was it. A moment before we were lost, and a moment later we had it back under control. The chupacabras dropped dead one by one. The little ratfolk is united with his family, who were hiding in the basement. The priestess and I closed our eyes of that boy from the gallows who saved us. Oh, so he ended up dying anyways. It was a shame he didn't survive the fight. May the gods keep his soul on a journey through the afterlife. That's a good story. He could have died in the disgrace of the gallows, but instead he died a hero. And I'd fancy the stunt earned him some points in his final judgment. It's smart to remember our journey doesn't end in death. Had it not been for that mercy, Milos, that was his name, would be hanging from a noose, and me and Kyra and all the ratfolk would be dead in that village. Someone told me that a kind deed done by an unkind person is 100 times more precious. By the same token, an evil done by a noble soul is 100 times more horrifying. That's what I really wanted to. That's what I really wanted to say. The chupacabras were just a good starting point. What made you become a paladin? That's a serious question and a good one. You should ask it to one of your companions, but it's a long story to start with. 12 years ago, I was nothing more than 12 years ago. It's crazy. I was nothing like the person I am now. I roamed the streets of Soku with other homeless orphans. I stole, I fought, I was hired a sword for a bit. Not the proper origin for a paladin, is it? Back then, Soku was a city of orphans, widows, and widowers. Knolls decimated by the city regularly. My parents among their victims. People there heard about new deaths before they finished mourning their previous losses. One day, a group of knights of Yomade brought a glimmer of hope to the city, but while others saw them as saviors and protectors, I was busy pricing up their noble horses and their gleaming mithril armor, wondering just how much one of their pretty swords would fetch. A thief lives one day at a time. That's what they would say. I was the type that never thought past the next job. Anyhow, I was able to sneak into the knight's camp and steal one of their mithril helms. Selah pauses, her voice unmeasured. And I was right. There was a gnoll attacked the helm's owner. Asami was her name, and dealt a blow to her unprotected head. A gnoll like those other ones that she'd fearlessly driven through the gates of Soku. That one blow was fatal, but who was really to blame for a death? The gnoll attacker or the young thief named Salah? Damn, that is pretty fucked. I know what it takes to survive. Sometimes I can't judge you. Even a seemingly small misdeed can have terrible consequences. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Yes, you're right 1,000 times over. I hate to say it, but I just didn't see it back then. And if I'd never gotten my lesson, my eyes would probably never have been open. Who knows what would have happened to me if it wasn't for Asami and her bravery and her death. Maybe the world would know Salah as a bandit, not a knight and protector of those in need. There's a saying I like to remember. People rarely find redemption on their own. Someone must show them the way. The daring Anomo Asami was a paladin of the Yomade whose death inspired a young Selah to join the ranks of the Knights of the Glorious Goddess. Selah honors her memory and treats her like a mentor, though he never once spoke while Asami was alive. But you were asking what brought me into the ranks of the Yomade's warriors. We all chose the paladin's path for our own reason. Some were guided by nobility of spirit, some were by desire to fight injustice. I became who I am through penance and the debt unpaid. The day Asami died protecting the city, I wanted to kill... for the terrible guilt I felt. But then I realized it wouldn't make the world any better, and I decided that instead I'd try to take her place. I'd become who she had been and protect the innocence that she would no longer be able to protect. What are the principles? I'll tell you. I'd like to recite our code. It feels like I've said it 1,000 times, but it never gets old. There's strength in these words. I will learn the weight of my sword. Without my heart to guide it, it is worthless. My strength is not in my sword, but in my heart. If I lose my sword, I have lost the tool. If I betray my heart, I have died. I will have faith in the inheritor. I will channel her strength through my body. Blah, blah, blah. I will not be taken prisoner by my free will. I will not surrender those under my command. I will never abandon a companion. Though I will honor sacrifice to be given. Alright, thank you. I've learned everything I wanted to know. Erebeth said your friend Jana Aldori is missing. Do you know where she could have taken her? Erebeth is worried about her fighters. I understand that. I wanted to look for Jana myself. I didn't distract you, but since you're in this too, I could use some help. Jana and I met in Kenabres a few days ago and just hit it off. We went drinking together. We went to that unforgettable celebration together too. But then we got separated in the crowd. We should start looking for the main square. That's where I last saw her. Jana's a good fighter. Even if she is green, she couldn't have become an Aldori otherwise. I hope that means she's alright. What do you think of what's going on? It's complete chaos. It's lucky for her to handle it right. Salah smiles brightly. Does the way I talk bother you? I can seem biased. Blasé? No, blasé. Many good people in our protector Terendelev died here in Kenabres. A paladin in Yomade is expected to be properly respectful and solemn. But I prefer to face my troubles with a smile and a bit of common sense. Grief is a weapon they'll use against you. It can undermine the warrior spirit. It's better we hold off on our grief until we're driven the last demon and cultist from the city. I agree with that. There's wisdom in the traditions of mourning, and one shouldn't reject them. All the more if an appropriate merriment could offend. No, I don't agree with that. If we want to win, we can't be mourning our deceased day and night. Plus, joy heals the soul. I kind of agree with this. I kind of like that outlook. We said Rico VA at this point. No, dead ass, bro. It's just constant reading. Oh god, you know it's gonna be long when you start with 12 years ago. That's what I'm saying. Was that not a crazy start? Like, I just asked, like, oh, how'd you get into it? Well, you know, it all started when I was born. Like, what? Damn, she should be in jail. I mean, she really could be. It's nice when you and your commander think alike. Salah smiles softly. You perform a chaotic action. Is fighting demons all you want, or are you looking for something more? How about covering myself in glory and becoming a hero of 100 ballads? At least a dozen, if they're lively ones. Anyway, to be more serious, the area around the Whirlwind is the best place for a paladin who wishes to defend the weak and serve good. Being a part of the crusade is reward enough for me, but there's something that worries me. I don't want to sound like I'm criticizing my brothers in arms, but the Eagle Watch and other orders are focused on just one aim, the war against the Whirlwind. That's why they can sometimes overlook the smaller things, ordinary misfortunes, you know? I always like being a wandering knight, because any moment I could get up and go help a poor rat folk whose family had been kidnapped, or an old woman whose favorite dog had gone missing. So that's my answer. I don't have a big important goal, but I'll be happy to help those who need it. A little bit here, a little bit there. Thank you for speaking with me. I like that one as well. Everyone's been really interesting so far. Even though I thought Lan was going to be, like, not interesting. And I mean, he did end up being a trauma dump character, which usually I don't really like that too much. But his story was very interesting and makes a lot of sense for his lore and character, right? Arabeth rubs her red eyes, tired eyes. Any success? How's the city? Does the tiefling change up in the defender's heart? What can you tell me about it? Woljif is a petty thief from a gang of tieflings operating in Kenabres. That's what we call them in these parts. They tried to rob a vendor of magical items recently. Unfortunately, we apprehended only one of them, and the rest managed to escape. We have nowhere else to keep him apart from the defender's heart, but hardly a prison. Woljif knows it too. He's been begging us for days to let him go free or have someone to vouch for him. He's already asked you to put in a good word for him, hasn't he? If you want to recruit Woljif and put him to good use, go ahead and take him off our guard's hands. We can ill afford to let a soldier spend their days watching over a middling thief. I hope the tiefling proves useful should you decide to take him along. What is our main objective? You heard the demon said they're going to desecrate the Wardstone and blow up the whole barrier around the Whirlwind. That would be an even more disaster than the Whirlwind's expansion before the Second Crusade. Not only Kenabres, but every city with the Wardstone will be destroyed, including the capital. We cannot allow that no matter what. We'll retake it, even destroy it if we must. Iomede's gift must not become a weapon of the abyss. These Wardstones, we know what they are. Allow me to ask more personal questions. Where are you from? I'm born in Kenabres. I grew up in a farm just outside it. By the way back home, lay at the end of the long day in the winding road. It took me years of traveling through foreign lands before I came to be where I've always belonged. How'd you become a paladin? I don't much like to remember it, believe it or not. The story of how I became a paladin is all the story of how I failed to become a knight. Damn. My parents were crusaders, the souls stand together in the Iomede's celestial army. When I was born, they retired from war and started preparing me to continue their legacy. My father was an orc. He'd be pressed to find a calmer, wiser, and more pious servant of the goddess than he. But still, all his life he was dogged by sideways looks and whispers. Makes sense. When I grew older, it was time for me to serve. I decided anywhere but Kenabres. That was where my father had served loyally, and his only reward had been injustice. Besides, the witch hunters led by the honorable prelate, Holrun Stalked. Holrun Stalked? Stalked as Mendevian witch hunts. Oh. Okay. The city with a heavy hand, who knows what they would have done to a strange girl with green skin instead. I went to... A smirk looks a painful grimace across her face. You can laugh if you want, but I was young and foolish. I chose Lastwall, of all places. You can imagine how well I was accepted in the country I had been battling the orcs of Belkzen since the foundation. There were many there like me, but they were all treated as second-class citizens to the locals. My green skin was worse than leper scabs. Damn! Even my brothers in faith kept their distance. I took my vows, and the goddess granted me with powers of the paladin. But even then, not a single order would accept me into their ranks. I spent another 6 months knocking at doors before I realized the simple truth. I serve Iomedae, not these people. I don't have to prostrate myself before them, so I left. As a paladin, but not a knight. I could see that. Elves are often looked on with suspicion in human countries, and even more so in dwarven countries, but half-orcs don't have any notion where they can feel truly accepted. Or nation, sorry. How'd you join? I left Lastwall and went traveling. The goddess guided me to my path, let me know atrocities were happening. I often fought in exchange for gold, but never found unworthy aims, of course. I wandered the river kingdoms for a few years, killing monsters and tracking down criminals. Sometimes I thought I was just wasting my time, that the true place was in Kenabres. But I pushed those thoughts away. I didn't even want to think about going back, but in the end, divine providence had brought me to my senses. It happened in Taiman. I was tracking a gang of bandits who my employer suspected to recover for Rasmarian spies. I managed to find their lair, but inside I found was far more dangerous than spies, an unholy temple that was on Kuthon. When I broke in there, the cultists were about to sacrifice someone. The person destined to become my wife, Anevia, but that's another story. After I cut down the cultists, I examined the papers and believed my eyes. A network of evil cults. Wardstone documents clearly showed that their allies, the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth, had invested in my native Kenabres and were even among the ranks of the Paladins. After that, delaying my homecoming would be tantamount to desertion. Luckily, I was no longer alone. Anivia was eager to destroy the cultists as I was. From her perspective, when we read this, it was a little different. Anivia and I heard to Kenabres. We couldn't trust anyone. The papers indicated that the cultists had infiltrated everything. Luckily, I had some experience in investigation and my beloved. She knew her way around the working locks, telling people and trading information with the city's bottom feeders. Soon we defeated, alas, not the whole Hydra, but a few of its heads. Do you know who turned out to be the leader of the cultists? The commander of the Eagle Watch. Damn! Can you imagine? While Prelate Holden was chasing witches through the city, the enemy had infiltrated the very order responsible for internal security. The scandal reached the ears of the Queen. At first she planned to disband the order in disgrace, but then she offered its command to me and put its salvation in my hands. Of course, there was one small catch. I wasn't a knight, but I was made commander by just the name, skipping the usual progression to the ranks. Wow. I passed a check. I can't imagine the followers of Somehotcookies on the lines of the demon worshippers. Shouldn't they hate each other? They should, but his minions are masters of deception. They manipulate Somehotcookies butchers as eagerly as the Almighty's lights. The cultists from the unholy temple didn't know the true face of the associates of Kenabres. They ourselves learned the truth much later, after getting to the bottom of their nest. Ah, how do the people of Kenabres feel about your background? They tolerated it surprisingly well. I shouldn't have been so wary. Crusaders don't tend to be prejudiced as a rule. After all, heroes from all over the world, even the other continents, come here to fight demons. Apparently, the people were only suspicious of full-blooded orcs. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that makes it better. There were already many like me here who didn't have a problem. The locals do have their superstitions. Mendev is merciless as Lastall. They just have a different set of victims. Kept seeing those same sideways looks and scowls, hearing the familiar whispers, where once they used to whisper behind my back and point at me, now they whisper in my ear and point to me at someone else. It's so strange to be on the other side of humiliation, to wipe the spit off from your face and suddenly be invited to change position and spit at someone else's. Hey, yo. You must have figured out by now that I'm talking about tieflings. Ah! No, I did not. It's true, there are many like them in the cultists and a few among our crusaders and other fighters. All they do is drive away those who could be our allies. People shun them, call them Arilu's spawn, or worse. Okay, so because Arilu is the person who started like the world wound and stuff, and she turned into a half demon, they call them tieflings, and now tieflings are called Arilu's spawn. Okay. As if they could choose to be born like that. I believe it's quite a feat to rise against the call of one's blood and join the forces of good. Still, most only see them as the enemy, so they see them as full demons even though they're not. I once saw a knight bleeding to death because he wouldn't let a tiefling priest touch his wound. Damn! Alas, I haven't been able to change this in my time in Kenabres. Tell me about Anevia. When the Timon, I was wondering aimlessly for an ordeal or another, yeah, sure, he told us this. Anevia just wasn't my beloved, she was my staunchest ally. We share every victory and defeat. The best of me is alive and thanks to her. Okay. Tell me about the Eagle's Watch, small order, we know about it, identify the spies, yes. After the Queen entrusted me with leading the order, and and I practically built it from scratch. We got rid of dead weight, people who weren't committed, we organized ways to transmit messages in order safely, we introduced reliable ciphers, we found tacit allies around the city, from crusaders' orders to street beggars. This was my personal crusade to purge the city of Templars who had infested it, and I thought I was winning, I could feel it. We were so close to driving the cultists out of Kenabres, but it's hard to admit it. But those successes didn't count for much once the demons entered the city. I mean, it happens, right? On the contrary, if it wasn't for you, there wouldn't be a headquarters at Defender's Heart. The cultists would have served up the city to platter. Exactly. Yes, that's true. It's a good thing we achieved something. Thank you. I have to go. Holy, we finally did it. So let's go talk to the tiefling. We'll check out the exit from the cellar, and then if it leads to somewhere like a back alley or something, we'll come exit from here, and we'll finally actually get to exploring the city. Oh my god. Alright, we said land up until now is trauma dumped the right way, but if he becomes like Stroll where every other word is his sad backstory, then it'll be just as bad. Kind of agree. This orc guild should have started her story with, when I was born X years ago, I was an orc. Exactly. Just hit him with the Salah treatment. Or Selah. Just to match the vibe of the other paladin, exactly. Alright, so let's go tell the tiefling that we could use him in the party. He's probably going to run off. He seems very mischievous, but... No, there's like 3 guards here now. Were there 3 guards before? I swear there was just 1, no?
Well, Chief, what do you got for me?
I talked to Erebeth and I've decided to make you part of my troop. We'll see how it goes.
You must be a smooth talker. Come on, Delvin. Get these bracelets of yours off me.
You're sure to regret this. This tiefling will fleece you for everything you've got. Mark my words.
You're a bitter little man, Delvin. Petty and mean. You can't even be happy for me, can you? I pity you. I'll leave you alone with your sad little soul. So long.
Okay. Excuse me.
And now, Chief, straight down to business. You see, I'm one of those guys that people around here call thieflings. We just call ourselves the family. After we knocked over that shop and I got stuck here in the Defender's Heart, a little bird told me that big sister Charisme wanted to see me. That she had some questions to ask me. You following? Now, she won't be asking me questions like, Woljif, how'd you manage to get out of this one? Or, Woljif, you're so thin, didn't they feed you? No, something serious has gone down, and I just know they want to try to pin something on me. I can feel it in my tail. So, I knew right away that I couldn't go alone. You turned up just in time, Chief. You don't need to do anything when we get there. Just stand behind me and look mean, and I'll handle the rest. Somehow. Let's go, I'll show you the way.
Cool. Oh, wait, we have to talk to him now, don't we? Fuck. Oh, no, wait a minute. Now we gotta talk to him. Oh, no, where did he go? Here he is. I don't know more about you. Are your family tieflings too? My family is an interesting story, actually, but I don't tell it just to anyone. My father and mother had a bakery. Their life was great, but the gods never blessed them with any children. One day, my mother went to the river to wash some clothes and saw a basket floating downstream. Inside the basket was a baby, adorable and chubby and fast asleep. It was yours truly. In my hand was a note spritzed with expensive perfume that said, "Take care of my little angel." My mother brought me home, and she and my father realized right away that I was heaven sent. They raised me as their own child. When I turned 15, my mother showed me my baby blanket. It was embroidered with the coat of arms of an unknown kingdom, all in gold thread. Ever since then, I've been looking for my real parents, but it's not easy. Traveling takes money, so if you want a few gold coins, I'll pay you back as soon as I find my real family. I give you my word. That doesn't sound very believable. Seriously, usually everyone just believes everything I say. People love stories like that, you know? A cute baby, a basket, a blanket, that's not to love. They look at me differently as if I'm worth more just because the sheets I spit up on might have had a fancy coat of arms on them. If I was really a prince, I wouldn't be sitting around here, I can tell you that much. I'd have already gone to take what was rightfully mine, and then I'd come back with an army so I could watch the guards and merchants who pushed me around all of my life bow and scrape before me. But that's not going to happen. Want to hear the real story? The true story is boring. My family is healing, both my mother and father. They used to live in a village nearby. I forgot the name. My ma had me. My old man got so mad he almost killed her. Pinned her to the wall and started asking questions like, why does he have horns and a tail? My ma told him that her mother, my grandma, used to fool around with a demon. When he heard this, Daddy Dearest got drunk, trashed the house, and took off. I don't remember any of this, of course. My grandma told me I was about 3 years old and my mother brought me to Kenabres and left me with my grandma. She said to her, "You and your demon have ruined my life. Now you handle him." Then she left. I haven't seen her or my dad since. She did leave a blanket, though. That part was true. But my grandma burned it because it was infested with lice. Ew. It wasn't even good enough to use as a rag. You think after all that my grandmother saw the light, felt ashamed, and kissed my horns? I wish. People used to give her trouble for fooling around with the demon. She wasn't welcome anywhere, so she got angry. Normal kids get bedtime stories, see, but the only tales I got were that my dad was worthless, my mom was, ooh, damn, and I was a demon spawn that no one cared about. She only kept me so I could help her around the house and steal things she needed, so that's the truth. That's fucked. And so tieflings are a mix of demon with people and that's what a tiefling is. Okay, that's interesting. Tell me the real story of your family. The true story is boring. You told us that. How did you become a tiefling? I already was a tiefling. My life was made a thief, and my life made me a thief. I've been in the business since I was a kid. My grandma used to say, if you don't work, you don't eat. And she made me an apprentice to Iger, a tiefling neighbor of ours. He was a cunning old geezer. He knew how to take a purse off somebody's belt, how to cut open bags undetected, even do some magic. I used to climb through basement windows and open doors from the inside while I was still small enough. And when I grew up and stopped fitting through the windows, I decided I was done with my education. I repaid my grandma for everything she'd done for me, which was absolutely nothing. How would I feed her if she wasn't bringing me any money? If you don't work, you don't eat, so I took off. Damn! I got bored of my teachers too, but when I was as much as hinted as leaving, he said I owed him for my education, so I just nodded and then I joined the Owlbears, the gang that ran our district. Told him that Iger was working their territory. I don't know what happened to him, but I stayed with the Owlbears. Then their leader started giving me the cold shoulder. I did steal from him, but never that much, so I had to rat them out to the guards. Then I joined the Golden Hands. That was a good time. Rich pickings. What the fuck? This guy's just a fucking ass. He's stealing and betraying everybody. He's like, I don't know no one, nothing. Not a damn thing. Oh my gosh. Whatever you have to do, nothing but stand there, it's a fight. But he's a prince somewhere, never mind. Bastard lied. I mean, in his father's position, would you believe the mother? Not to say that what he did was right, but I wouldn't believe her. I could agree with that. You'd think that maybe if it wasn't the grandma, that the mom was actually like demon blood. But also, it did seem like the grandma somehow passed it down, because she said like you ruined my life by fooling around with the demon, so here, have them, right? So maybe it was actually true. That's weird though that it can like skip a generation if that's the case, because obviously I guess it's like a recessive hereditary trait. I would have stayed with the Golden Hands, but the Northmen promised me a bigger cut if I told them what the Golden Hands kept their loot. I'm no fool, of course, so I told them. After that, I only had one option, to join the Northmen, and then when the family came, at first no one took them seriously, calling them the Thieflings and all that, but I felt it right away. They had the power behind them, and they had more money. I'm always on the winner's side, Chief. That's why I joined the Thieflings, and right on time. Some things came from the capital, and maybe the Northmen leave, but once to survive in the family now, too. Dude, he just goes to whoever gives him, like, the better thing. The better deal. It's like Wenduag, but this guy will just say it to your face. Tell me about the Thieflings. Alright, I won't tell you everything, mind you, but I can tell you a little. The Thieflings are Mendevian thieves. The gang was started in Mendev's capital city by someone or another, and soon after they'd spread all over Galarian, they're also called the Family. You know why? Because this Tieflings are easy to spot. Wherever we go, guards always hassle us, asking, "Are you lost or somewhat, Hornhead?" We usually say we're visiting family, and if they say, "Oh yeah, who?" we give them the name of a local Tiefling who confirms everything, even if he's never seen you before in his life. That's why we're all brothers and sisters. There are rules. Who does what, who gets a cut. I won't say it's a lot, but they make it worth your while. They'll even heal you if you take an arrow. But the biggest no-no is this: you don't steal from the family. If you don't contribute to the shared pot, you'll get the cold shoulder. You won't even be treated as family no more. And then everyone will hear that you went to visit some relatives who have a farm someplace. My best guess? The farm is some underground well beneath Kenabres where they breed grave worms. If Sister Charismai, our boss, looked the other way more often, I'd really be able to spread my wings. Stealing from someone you call a sister? That's low. Nobody should live under the constant threat of punishment. You could kill Charismai and take her place. Okay, I don't know about that. Birds fly low before a storm. I'm just surviving the best I can. Imagine the situation, Chief. You're 7 years old, you come home and your own grandma, your family, is lying there drunk. And there's no food because she got wasted in the morning and didn't cook anything. And you know what she has a stash under the third floorboard. You take the money so you don't starve to death. And then when she wakes up, she beats you because you shouldn't have taken it. You should have stolen some food. You're a waste of space. That's something you could never understand, Chief. You can only care about moral choices. You only care about moral choices. You always know what's right and what's wrong. Brother, sister, grandma, mother, in real life, they're just words. Damn. What do you think of Kenabres? It used to be such a hole, then the Crusaders and refugees came here and things started looking up. Although it depends on who you ask, I suppose. Which is better steer clear of here because the Yomede's followers are ferocious. Especially Holmrock Shapak. The local inquisitor, he's a tough old goat. I didn't see it myself, but a serving girl in the tavern told me her second cousin's son from his third wife is a paladin. And she said that Holden takes an unsheathed sword with him even to the privy. Oh my god. And when he sleeps, he puts it down on the pillow next to him. And when he's in his cups, he strokes the blade and whispers saintly to it. You're my one true friend. You're the only one I can rely on. Everybody's giving us a hard time, too. Give us as much look at some nice little bauble, and before you can think of taking it, before your fingers even twitch, she's coming for you with her nostrils flying and her fangs glinting. Scary woman. But even if she's better than Sister Charismai, our boss here in Kenabres, by I mean Tiefling's boss, if you get caught by Erebeth, it's all out in the open. You go to prison and you end up in a worm food. Or you end up as worm food. But if you step on Charismai's toes, poof, you're gone. Just like that. No one ever sees you again. All you hear is, he went to the family farm, even though he's never had a family or a farm. You have a demon blood on you. Do you feel drawn to the abyss? Why? Are you an inquisitor or something? What's it to you? If I've wronged you somehow, just come out and say it. Don't ask me trick questions. I know how it happens. I used to know a fella. He was married to the sister of a guard. Some shady types got him drunk one night and he started asking him suspicious questions about the gods, about the queen. So he wakes up hungover with a headache. Someone's mumbling something. It smells like smoke. And his feet are kind of hot. He looks down and there's a fire under him. That's a prelate to how... is reading out his sentence. The shadow looks strange. What kind of magic is that? That shit looks cool. Ladies and gentlemen, roll up, no dark magic, no fraud, a trick without any deception. He made the people run out of the room. All just snaps his fingers and a blue flame engulfs him. The shadow that was previously lying calm at his feet grows. Floating in the air behind him, this is the shadow of a huge horned winged demon with claws. Ta-da! It has nothing to do, it just looks, it doesn't do anything, it just looks scary. I remember when I was little, an old beggar showed me and my friends how to make shadow puppets. You put your fingers together in front of the light and it makes a shadow of the deer or a frog or a dove on the wall. I tried so hard, I wanted to make the best shadow, and I did. It just happened. Funnily enough, that's the last time I had any real friends. They tried to stone me later, screaming at me, calling me a demon. A tiefling is always demon to these wimps. Even the lowest ranking drunken gnome thinks he's better than me, just because he hasn't had the horns or a tail. The poorest beggar in the filthiest gutter thinks he's better than me. Most people would never show the shadow again after that first time, but I don't care. If stones start flying, I'll just run. I'm used to it by now. It's a harmless illusion, but you shouldn't show it to anyone people hate, bro. I don't like it. Demon magic is not... No. It's not the strangest thing I've seen. I like it. Like, I like it. What about the blue fire? That's my favorite part. I think it looks sick. And it doesn't burn at all. If I had a coin for every time I've caught a beating for my little show here, I'd already be proposing to Calfrey. What the fuck? What does that even mean? I've caught a beating for my little show here. I'd already be proposing to Calfrey. But still, I don't know what to give up. Something so beautiful. Tell me about your shadow again. Oh, you already told me. Enough. I want to ask you something else. I have to go. Let's talk later. Whatever. You're free to do as you please. Alright, there you go. Holy shit, that was a lot. He said, oh, I don't know, it's true, you know, but I would not believe it in his position. Still, this dude's backstory is crazy. It's funny. This dude has a tragic backstory. Now, it's tragic, but he's, like, funny about it. Lan is kind of funny about it. Like, he has some bars, obviously, like, oh, I want to... my goal is to make a salad named after me. Like, that was good. But, like, this guy's, like an optimistic shithead. Right? Like, he's like, I want to make the best out of the worst situation, and... You know, it is what it is type of person. I fuck with that too. Alright, so this is the outside. I want to see if this is like a gated off outside or if this is like, Whoa, what the fuck? What's this? This guy's big as a bitch. Commander, look what we've got here! Are you too mad? Whatever possessed you to steal this gem golem from the Tower of Vestrad Museum, explain yourself. We didn't steal nothing, Commander. We saw more looters dragging it down the street and we captured it. Now this shiny fellow is our trophy. This shiny fellow belongs to the treasury. The inlay alone is worth more than the castle. Can't read it, it's too fast. Jordan, see to it that no one lays such a finger on the golem and plucks a single gem. Same goes for you two. Your new mission is to guard this. Can I pause it or something? No, not without blocking the read. I want to pause it. I can actually read what the hell's going on. Alright, so this is the back of the tavern, though, it looks like. To the basement. Area exit. A bunch of stuff to loot. Music's dramatic. What is that called? Prestige Painter Golem. The magnificent and glittering golem entrusted with gems and covered in intricate flowery embossing triumphantly exclaims, "Happy to be of service. May Shailen brighten and vivify your day? What are you?" I am a prestigious golem. Many millennia ago, I was built in Zlati clerics of Shailen, the goddess of beauty, to make the world a better place in my joyful service. I have visited many lands and in a few past centuries. I have resided in the Temple of Sunrise Chrysanthemums in Tianjia. But then the good clerics saw fit to offer me a gift of Mendevian Crusaders so that I could share in the beauty I can create. Well, I see you also worship the Lady Shailen. Let us work together to vivify and brighten everyone's day. Do I visit? I don't even remember. Can you do something useful? My creators granted me the ability to place illusions on various items. I can change the color and texture to make them more beautiful and appealing to the eye. Would you like me to cast an illusion over your arm to make it green? Green is a very pleasant color. It would match your eyes. Whoa. How'd you end up here? I was in the Tower of Estrad Museum, but then some non-beautiful people came and started smashing everything. I asked them to show restraint, and then they started to steal me. After all, I am beautiful and very valuable. They dragged me to the street, but then didn't want to go with them, so I kept stopping. The least beautiful of my kidnappers threw me over his shoulder and tried to run away with me, and I'm very heavy, so his back made a very non-beautiful crunching sound. He started yelling, and then everyone started yelling, and some of them started yelling and directed me. And then they started hitting me with their non-beautiful weapons, and some good crusaders drove them away and brought me here. Now I've been lumbered with you. Waste of good metal, you are. And instead of working, I'm supposed to keep an eye on you so no one's tempted by walking treasure trove. What can you do for the war effort? I'm not designed of any type of combat, yet I can bring beauty and harmony to any type of combat. I want you to cast illusion on my gear. So this is like transmorgifying shit or whatever? Yeah, it's like making it look like something else. I mean, it looks like it already. Alright, so he can transmorgify your weapons. Commander's right. Can't you see a prize like this lying around? The thieves everywhere nowadays. Oh man, why didn't they drag this thing here right away? Should have sawed the finger off first. We'd have been rich. Not dead ass. Praise the gods, we didn't all perish. They were alive, but what about tomorrow? Praise the gods. Alright, so first off, I've done a lot of talking and development with the characters, so let's go ahead and save. Believe it or not, we've actually been here for 2 hours, getting everyone's backstory and talking to everyone that was important in the tavern, and this thing took us 2 whole hours. Oh my gosh. Again, I'm not gonna act like I didn't love it. Like, it was a lot of cool dialogue and stuff, but man, was it a lot. Let me see, can we see the map? Oh, okay, it's perfect. So that's the tavern. This is the basement, right? So the tavern entrance is like right here then. Alright, so this is the outside. Like, this is where we would have gone anyways. What is this? This place has been sanctified. It can protect the area around it from corruption and the abyss. It's got like offerings and stuff. So this is just the front entrance, right? Yeah, this is just the front entrance. Gwee said, I missed it all. Can you read it again, please? Alright, Gwee, well, since you asked. Let's go ahead and read another 2 hours of dialogue. Bro, I'm surprised my throat isn't torn yet. Like, it actually feels pretty... Okay, I'm gonna pause before I say that. But it feels decent, all things considered. The roofs. I feel like this is gonna have to do with combat that we're gonna have when they attack this place, right? That's smart, having some, like, bow people up here. I wonder, is there high ground bonuses in this game? I know that, Baldur's Gate 3 definitely had them, but I don't know if this game will have them. Oh, yeah? Nah, nah, nah. So I'm assuming you gotta go out of the gate to get to, like, the other part, like the Estrad Tower and all that other shit, right? So what's over here? It's just another gate. Area exit to the tavern. Weird. I like how, like, this is just like the camera angle. Like, it tells you, like, where you're looking and stuff. That's actually pretty cool. Huh. Which gate we would like to go through is the question, right? Because there's 2 of them. Kenabres still has some fight in it. We'll take those demons rule today and come here. There's definitely going to be a fight here later. Big ass rat. Nothing there. Bunch of survivors. A grizzled dwarf turns a blade into calloused hands, carefully inspecting the edge. When he sees you approaching, he sets the blade aside and greets you with a nod. New face in the city. You picked a good kind to come to Kenabres. As you can see, we're in a sore need of warriors. Show me your wares. We'll get rid of the bulk stuff that we did before. For sure, we'll make a deal there. What does he have on him? A lot of plates and stuff. Oops. There's something that doesn't have, like, bad arcade. Like, I can't really equip anything anyways. Heavy shield. Ooh. -2 attack bonus, though. Whoa! This might be good for what's her name? Sela. Heavy shield. These would be really good for Sela. We have enough. Whoa! Whenever the wielder of this +1 buckler receives a critical hit, they are affected with the effect of a mirror image spell that produces 2 mirror images that last 2 rounds. Dude, 6,000 though. This leather armor grants the wearer +4 bonus to AC against sneak attacks. Whenever the wearer +1 breastplate combat maneuver hits the enemy, they deal additional 1d6 bludgeoning damage. And the enemy has to pass a reflex saving throw. Wow! Attrition dagger. Once a round, this dagger lands a hit, 1 constitution ability damage. Detainer. Whenever it adds +2 fortitude saving throw or knock back 15 feet and becomes slowed. Ooh! That looks really freaking good, man! Merry-go-round? What a cool name for a flail. He says, I don't think I've seen the map yet there. It looks interesting. It's like open world Baldur's Gate 3 or more linear. Probably more linear. I think once we get out of this like little area that we're fending off for the tavern, then it's gonna get more open. Pain Channeler, Bastard Sword, Butcher the Undead. Is there Silverhawk? Deals 2d4 force damage on all enemies in a 10-foot radius. Ooh, that's good. It's only 7 grand. Light Hammer of Righteousness. Have any short swords that... No good short swords, it looks like. Has some good stuff, though, for sure. Some kukris and stuff. Star knives, what the fuck? There's no, like, named short swords, though, and I need short swords. Masterwork short bow, look at that. Masterwork longbow. Masterwork size are in the game? Damn, I didn't know those were in the game. It's kind of cool. Sling staff? What the fuck is that? A tongi. I've never heard of a tongi. Elven curve blade. Hold Iron Master Longwork Sword. The long sword, sorry. Oh, we have one of these. Masterwork Composite Longbow. Whoa, saber-tooth saw or sawtooth saber. Jeez. This is the stuff I sold him. Okay. So he's got some interesting stuff. We just need to get some money. So he's got some ninja knives. Pretty much, the shurikens. Alright, so let's go outside. Let's see what's what. Oh, wait, we explored everything, right? There was something over here. I just want to check real quick. The stairs. I just want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere we need to go or something. No, it's just like some ramparts, essentially, for when they come trying to siege. This is cool. I like this. I love settings like this, like a defense, like a makeshift defense against like armies or demons in this case, right? I think that's so cool, bro. It's such a cool setting this game has so far. Such a cool setting, really good lore. The battles so far have been pretty sick. Speaking of which, let's try to get into some. I'll probably try streaming for another like 30 minutes to an hour. Since we've done like a lot of dialogue today, but we'll see. Let's just leave. I'm good with that. Right, current party. Man, I really like the party I have though. Can I just bring him? I can. Okay, I was like, I don't want to leave him out. He seems cool. So let's accept. Selah, it is unusual to find such cheer in a person with a dark past. It's strange to see a former thief and street urchin wearing the shining armor of a Yomade paladin. This young woman is forged of faith from the pain of losses and her thirst for justice and redemption. She has managed to preserve her compassion and kindness underneath her steel armor. Will this become Selah's weakness? Whoa, what the fuck? This is a global map of the city of Kenabres. Damn, so this is like a sliver in comparison to what's really out there. To move to the visible part of the map, use right stick. To travel to a location you've discovered, hover your cursor over the location and press A. So a lot of these places, we only really know where they're at because people told us and stuff. So this is interesting. Whoa, there's a lot. And some of it's kind of far. I wonder if the Great Garrison. Oh, I was wondering what these markings were on the map. The markings are where the Scary dude split the place in like two, essentially, right? This is so this is the city gates. This is where they said they found me like dead, no? Or was it over here? They said like I was somewhere outside. Okay. Some locations may not be available for travel for various reasons. As you explore the map and progress through the game, you will discover new locations and routes. While traveling through or between locations, you may be attacked by enemies, so make sure you have enough rest and don't let this take you by surprise. Interesting. This is dope. So Market Square, this is where it happened, right? Like the big shit. So red looks like red is possibly like big quest lines that we have to do. And then everything else is kind of side quest stuff. You've never been to this location. Did we not? Were we not there for the thing? We said, biggest challenge, go outside, touch grass. It's freaking huge, the city. Damn, if all that is playable, that's crazy awesome. Yeah, it's pretty damn sick. I just don't know where I want to go first. Thiefling's hideout? And look, they have a time and date at the top right, too. I wonder if that's... Okay. Can I, like... No, I can't level them up from here. What do we want to do first? I think there is going to be a time system in the game. So maybe we go... Like, maybe we do the shortest thing first and then, like, go from there, you know what I mean? Like maybe we go to Silken Thread Atelier and then the Tower of Estrad and then here. Because if we go directly all the way over there, maybe a bunch of time passes. Because I want to go to the Tierbaid residence, but... Because she said there was a bunch of stuff for us there hidden in the kitchen and stuff. But if we go here, then I feel like we have to backtrack everything here on the way back because it's probably going to take time. If I'm being honest... Back in the library. This is like a main quest thing that we have to do too. So maybe don't do the red ones? I don't know. Because the red ones are the quests. Like, they're the quests that people want us to do and stuff. And I want to do those. I want to do those quest missions. But, like, this one for sure. This and this are important. They've got yellow markers. So this one has a yellow marker too, though. These ones don't have yellow markers because they don't have correlating missions. Like, not outright anyways. I don't know. I don't know how I want to tackle this because I don't know if there's a time system, and I don't know like if there is a time system, if it's working off of like, okay, if I travel out here, that's 15 hours gone, and if I travel here, this is like 4 hours gone. You know what I mean? So I want to start with something short, maybe, and with the companion that I actually like, too, if possible. This is for sure main story, so I think we have to hold off on that. Didn't Lan have a side story? What was Lan's side story? I thought he had one, though. I guess not. There's Camellia, there's... And then there's the Tiefling. Hold on, real quick. Which missions would the time system even matter to? The main one of the Defender's Heart getting attacked. So remember, Anevia told us earlier, like, hey, if you take too long, blah, 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 we're going to send a courier out to get you, and then by then, you have to come back, or else we're going to be a pile of ash, right? The reason that that is important is not just because I want to do as much as I can before that happens, but because I have to. Well, I don't. Oh, no, I do. I have to play the first DLC for this game before that happens. I have to. I have to play the first DLC. If not, I miss out on the first DLC entirely. Like I can play through it still, but I won't get the rewards that happen for playing it. He says, I think the kitchen supplies can wait. Does not sound like a time-sensitive mission. Agreed. Ooh, it's the main mission. Okay. Yes. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a major side mission here, and it's close, so it shouldn't be too much time. Let's do the Tiefling's hideout then. Let's do the Tiefling's hideout. Journey will take 1 hour. Okay, hold on. Before I make a decision, actually, let me actually look up something. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so I just looked it up. It says you have exactly 3 days or 3 long rests before the demon attack on the Defender's Heart Tavern. That's interesting. Fuck. Then yeah, sounds good. So basically what that means is we can only... Oh, shit. Oh, okay, so we can't even do this right now. 1 hour. 2 hours. And it does take longer the more we're out. Right, remember they said we had... Oh, was it this? Market Square, remember they said that there was like a bridge or something, right? So that would probably get us over here if we needed to. I just want to know how long this journey would take. From the judge of it, this is about an hour, right? And then this is 2. So this is probably like... This is probably like 3, 4, right? So if we really want to like min-max everything, we also have to not rest unless we know there's like a big ass fight or something, right? Like we would have to just oof. 3 long rests is really not long. Yeah, depending on how often you have to rest, it could be very short or very not. Like, if I have to get all my spell slots back for a giant fight that happens in every location, like, yeah, it actually isn't a lot of time. Alright, let's do that. The Tiefling's hideout then. That'll be our first one. Oh, cool! That's nice! Did you want to enter this location? Yes. Oh, no. Alright, hold on 1 second. Alright, YouTube was like bugging out for me real quick. I don't know what was going on. It seems to have fixed itself, whatever was happening. I don't know if you caught it, but when you move on the board, there's like a little piece, like a D&D figure, and it like glides along the path that I chose. He said, I must have done hundreds of long rests in Baldur's Gate 3. I would not survive without them. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's actually a punishing system if this keeps up throughout the whole game. Which if that's the case, I actually really like that, actually. Because it kind of adds another little nuance and thing to watch out for throughout the game. So I kind of like that a lot. Let's, which is something that I'm actually really looking forward to in Blood of the Dawnwalker. Like, you have to pick and choose, what do you call it? Which missions you do, even if they're side missions, main missions, or whatever, because there is a very intricate time mechanic that's with that game. So I'm super curious on trying that one out. What we should do, though, is for sure level up our people. If you remember, we can't really do anything but auto level them because of the difficulty that we're playing on. So we'll pretty much just be seeing like what's what. So they added points in. What they add points in? Mobility, knowledge of the world, and persuasion, which is useless. I wish they didn't do persuasion. It's dumb. Alright. Armor feats, they got heavy armor focus, so they can now wear all types of armor. Okay. Mercy sicken, mercy nauseated. Whenever the paladin uses lay on hands to heal damage on one target, the target is no longer sickened. Oh, so sicken was a thing that could happen before? I didn't know that. Or maybe it just gets rid of sickened as well. Okay. Interesting. Complete. And then let's go to Camellia. Shaman Spirit Hunter. So she got points in mobility, trickery, and that was it. She jumped all her points in that. She got dodge. You gain +1 dodge bonus to your AC. A condition that makes you lose your dex bonus to AC also makes you lose benefits of this feat. Okay. So she's more nimble in combat. That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. Oh, dude, that's actually sick. Wait, look at that. The potions that I have on her tool belt are the things that she has on her player model, too. Whoa. Yeah, look. I've got a flask and then the 2 healing potions on this one. And on this one I have some scrolls. Where are the scrolls? I don't really see them on this one. But I've got health potions and scrolls. What about Lan? He's just got them all in his belt buckle and stuff too. Oh, and he has the quiver arrows. Does he have them somewhere? No, those don't animate. Okay, so there's some that just don't animate in general. Gotcha. Don't really know much about this guy, but let's give him like a health potion as well. This guy looks pretty cool. He dual wields blades too. Nice.
Here we go again.
Oh wait, we have to level up Lan. Zen Archer Monk. So he got points in athletics, mobility, and perception. Nice. Deadly aim. You can choose to take a -1 penalty to all range attack rolls to gain +2 damage on all rolls. Okay, it's like that ability in Baldur's Gate. It was like -10 aim to, or chance to hit, but it would do like +5 to 10 damage. When your basic attack reaches +4 and +4 thereafter, the penalty increases by 1. Okay. And we got point blank. You do not provoke attacks of opportunity when firing the selected weapon while threatened. So when they're right in front of you, that's good. That's really good, actually. Okay. So you can fire right in front of people and not provoke an attack. Alright, let's do this. This is the family. Sister Carissime. The basement is dark and dank, and you are immediately struck by the hostility of the gathered tieflings. 5 of them are kneeling along the wall, separate from the rest. The tall woman who had been cleaning her fingernails with the tip of the knife greets you with narrowed eyes. Brother Wooljiff, you've got my message then. Sorry, I couldn't swing by sooner, dear Sister Carissime. It was just one thing after another. First I was in shackles, next, well, no, I was still in shackles. I was still being watched, and the chief got me out, and I came here straight away. I knew you'd be waiting on me. Enough talking, or else we'll be here all night. So, we had a clear plan. We were going to wait for the nightfall, slip into the shop, grab the goods, and leave. Even if the neighbors called the guard, there was still time to get away. But what happened? That bitch Erebeth showed up almost right away. She knew we'd be there. Somebody betrayed us. And I have a good idea of who it was. What do you have to say? Make it quick. Do you think Wolf just knows the name of the traitor? The burden of proof lies on the accuser. Wolf just doesn't have to prove anything. That's true. He speaks. I thought Wolfjeff only brought you so you'd have someone to hide behind if things went south. In a single fluid motion, Curious may adjust her grip on her knife so that she is now holding it by the blade, as if preparing to throw it. Burden of proof. Are you the city guard or something? I don't know how it is with you lot, but in the family, the highest rank is always right. And here, that's me. Do you think Wolfjeff knows the name of the traitor? Kenabres is burning. Why are you squabbling here about fleeing the city? Well, just tell us your side of the story. What happened? Attack. Well, just tell us. What's there to tell? About a week ago, Sister Charisma got 6 of us together in this very basement. Me and those 5 over there, I mean. Wolf just jerks his head towards the 5 tiefling kneeling by the wall. She rounds us up, and she says we've got a score. And ancient trees and wonders. The one place nobody's ever been able to hit. The place that's guarded by a golem. But now, a powerful scroll that would knock out the golem just happened to come into our possession, along with the tip-off that the shop owner would be gone on a particular night. All 6 of us know a bit of magic, and we know that any enchanted junk will sell for a pretty penny, so we're in. And the most important thing was that none of us was to be hanging about the shop ahead of the job. No casing out the place, no calling attention to ourselves from either the golem or its master. The job was top secret. That's all true so far. Go on. We did everything right. With the locks and the golem, I picked the lock. I remember it clear as day. Sister Dalna was on lookout. Brother Melround had the scroll. Doffy, Tavi, and Varner brought the sacks. We covered the windows and lit the torches. I remember scooping up rings and tossing them in the sack, and one right expensive one rolled away from me. I crawled under a table after it, and next thing I know, Erebeth was there. Everybody scampered, but I was still under the table. Not my finest moment. I was going to wait it out, but then those blockheads were dragging me out by my tail and put me in shackles. They took all my rings off me, about 20,000 worth, and to add insult to injury, I never even found the last one. In the end, I got busted over nothing. I'll tell you what, we already know he's a liar, right? We know he's a big fat liar. Out of everything, sure, believable. I could see it. It could happen. I never found the last one. Hell fucking no. This motherfucker has it in his pocket. It might be on his ring finger. Sister Charisma, so they caught you. Poor thing. Stripped you of your loot and you didn't even manage to stash anything. Charisma is pointedly polishing her knife. Where's the moon of the abyss? Abyss. Brother Wolfjeff. That's the moon of the abyss. Why would Erebeth arrest her own informant? Go on, Wolfjeff. That's the whole story. Wolfjeff crosses his arms looking affronted. Some family this turned out to be. It's just a name in the end. In a real family, people take each other at their word. They don't throw around accusations. I didn't take the moon of the abyss. What am I going to do with it? You can't sell it to no crusaders. It's a special item. You can't wear it. It'll get nicked. It's pretty to look at, sure, but it ain't that pretty. If it's that important to you, Sister Charisma, I'll find it and I'll drag the traitor here by their horns, just so you don't end up at the bottom of the cellar. But do you know what you're going to owe me for that? An apology, right here in front of everyone. You're going to apologize loud and clear so everyone hears it. You'll say, sorry, Wolfjeff, you're a good guy, and I was wrong about you. Fine, you're one of my people, which is why I'm going to give you some time. But if you run, Brother Wolfjeff, the family will get to you wherever you go. You'll spend the rest of your life looking over the shoulder, tossing, turning at night, feeling poison in every cup and every meal. You'll look into the eyes of every tiefling you meet, wondering if the families come for you. You'll have no peace, but one day you'll be tired of running. You stop to catch your breath, and that's when it'll get you. Got that? We got away with words, Sister Charisma. A way that almost made me wet myself, but a way nonetheless. Let's go, Chief. We'll go chat with that scary gal, Erebeth. She knows you a little. We can ask her who ratted us out. I'll let you do the talking. Kenabres is burning. Why are you scolding here instead of fleeing the city? We'll find the real traitor. And I'll get my apology. Onwards to Erebeth, Chief. Let's go clear my good name. Root out the traitor, but be quick about it. Time's running out. I don't want to get chewed up by demons. Interesting. City's burning out there. We should be running, not sitting around here all because of a rat. When I find out who it is, I'm wringing their neck. So he's the traitor. Hey, Wolfjeff, how much do they pay you? At last, Brother Wolfjeff has revealed his true face. Kill the traitor! Pack your bags, Brother Wolfjeff. We're sending you to the farm. I feel like she's the traitor, off rip. Like, deadass, I feel like she is the traitor. Like, she ratted them out. Everything lined up too good. Here's my drums and fingers, never say at the handle of her blade. Well, what are you going to tell me? Who the traitor is? The name of the moon of the abyss that they stole? I don't need anything else. I'm ready to give a name. Remind me, what are you accusing Woljif of? Any more time.
What's that noise?
Tiefling. Clear off. We're closed. I have other things to worry about. Maybe he becomes available if we solve this. And he has good items or something. I just want to get out of here. That's all I want.
I'll see to your request.
Actually, just free booze. Corn liquor. I don't even want it either. They're like, fuck it, take it. They want the blade. They don't care about the other stuff, though. Lockpick kit 1. Nice. Some good stuff there. Fuck the blade.
I'm curious.
Alright, so basically this is just go talk to Erebeth again, which I could do. I'm fine with that. Camellia is both young and talented in her favor. She tirelessly fights demons and cultists alike, but prefers to step her distance from fellow warriors. It's hard to tell if this is arrogance inherent from being a noble birth, or if she has another reason for keeping her companions at arm's length. Definitely sus, I can tell you that much. He said, I agree, he got something. He definitely got something. Alright, so let's go back, since that's going to be on the way anyways, right? We can't even go over here. Yeah, so let's just go back, it's on the way. Alright, do we want to enter? Yes. No combat yet, which does kind of suck. I want to get some combat. The lore's been super interesting. If those are like walls of uninteresting text, I'd be like, oh, yada yada. But I've been gripped by every like piece of lore so far, man. It's been really good. Like, if this was, like, Divinity Original Sin 2 beginning text, where it's, like, a bunch of nothing that you really don't give a shit about, I'd be checked out of this game. But everything has been so freaking good so far, in terms of lore, build-up, world building, all that stuff. There's a traitor I'm trying to track down. Who's your informant among the thieflings? Kenabres is threatened by a demon horde, and you have enough spare time to help out thieves? I don't like this, but I hope you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. I did not see any informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me a note, and disappeared. Erebeth hesitated as she tried to remember. He had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the long horns didn't fit under it. Okay. There should be a guardian golem in Ancestries and Wonders, the shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the conscious code word just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing and find out what we saw. The code word is Hand of Irori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance you'll get lucky with the golem. So where is the head? It's at the shop where it was, the shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us the construct's code word just in case the golem itself was destroyed, but the head seemed to be intact, so you can interrogate the thing if they find out what we saw. Okay, so it's gotta be at the shop, possibly at the town square, right? Alright, that's good. Perhaps the Sentinel Golem and Ancestors and Wonders. Yeah, so it's in Ancestors and Wonders still. Okay, good. So it's probably going to be in the main shop. So it's very good then that we went over there first instead of coming that way. Because one, we'd have to go, then talk to Erebeth, then go back to where this shop's going to be. So it's actually really good. It's a narrating stream today. Yeah, this is going to be my voice acting submission tape, actually. Hoping I get a gig somewhere. Alright, yep. Accept. Land the Mongrel is a curious sight even for distorted land of the world rune. As a descendant of the first Crusaders, the child of the caves beneath Kenabres. He followed his new leader up to the light and foreign sky. It seems like nothing can shake his composure, but is that really true? How strong is a man of resolve built upon a self-imposed death sentence? Oh, it's over there. Oh, okay, well, that's not bad either way. It's not bad either way. You failed to sneak past the enemies. Prepare to fight. Fuck! The less fights, the better, because then the less time you have to rest, right? Next character in Genshin Impact is going to be voiced by you. Yes. You're going to hear me, and it's going to be some anime girl. It's not even going to be a dude. It's an anime girl, and I'm just making a high-pitched noise. Okay, so they generate, like, a random map in, like, a part of the city. Okay. Alright, interesting. Oh, Wooljiff is up first, actually. So what does he have? Dismiss spell, charge as well, burning hands, grease, color spray I haven't used. I'm kind of curious on using color spray. Mage armor, so he has a spell version of it. Interesting. I want to use color spray, see what it looks like. Doesn't mean to use this like for a minute. What the fuck did that do? I didn't do shit. He's missed. Maybe he is blinded. I don't know. Actually, you can tell, right? Because of the thingy. No, he's not. He doesn't have any effects or conditions. None of them do. We got hoed. God damn it. We just used a spell slot for no reason. Fiendish Tremendous Centipede. That is as big as a bitch fucking centipede. And we missed. Ah, here we fucking go. Ah, man. 6 damage.
I'll cut you wide open.
1 damage. What are we doing here? We don't have a talk of opportunities anymore. Nice. 18. Oh my god! Critical hit 37! Yo! He's out of his mind! 37 damage just early in the game? Yo, he's the truth. 8 damage, not bad out of me either. Weave.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Oh, 14 sneak attack. Holy shit. And a miss.
The spirits demand your blood.
And another miss. Come on, Len. Hit a whopping 37 again. Bam! Ooh, 24, not bad. Yo, Len is hit him. And then I hit an 8. 8's not bad though, considering I just saw like 2. 12! Yo! He's good as hell with those sneak attacks. Nice. Is there anything in this section? It's just to go. Area exits. Gotcha. Interesting. Interesting how those random encounters work. A good rest will remove the fatigued and exhausted conditions. I'm surprised on Xbox Series X that this still takes a while to load, all things considered. Like, I could read the tooltips pretty much. Because, what do you call it? Xbox Series X has really limited load times ever since the console came out. You want to enter this location? Yes. The Legacy of Angels and Other Supernatural Ancestors? Oh, that reminds me. So tomorrow, what comes out tomorrow? There's a game that comes out tomorrow. Oh, Power World 1.0. Tomorrow, Power World 1.0 comes out? Excuse me. So I was definitely going to stream it and stuff, right? With Andre as we do a from the start co-op playthrough, even though we have like 4 or 5 streams from back when it originally released, like months ago, maybe even a year ago at this point. But I was also thinking of playing, because they're putting it on Xbox Game Pass, Woo-Wah, Wuthering Waves. I've never played games like that before. Like, I'll just like when it with Andre maybe even, because I think it's a co-op game. I'm not sure.
Get me out of here.
What the fuck? Give me the loot. Just to try it out. Speaking of like Genshin Impact and shit.
Might be treasure.
Free at last. I
Whoa.
thought I'd be flattened like a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn, I'm not in any pain, but my head is so foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? The name's Finian. I'm a Pathfinder. If there's anything I can do to help, I will.
Oh. Finian the talking weapon. I actually love the talking weapon idea so much. I remember during my first and pretty much only campaign for D&D ever. I've done like one-shots and like parts of other campaigns with my friends and stuff, but like really it was that main campaign that I played. I never really played like another full campaign again. But I remember during that campaign, our DM had given us all talking weapons, and it was so fucking sick. You're a Pathfinder?
That's right, Finian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the world wound wherever my tasks lead me. Scouting mostly, but this last while I've just been hanging around in Kenabres, waiting until I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind, but at least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn.
Well, What I meant was, what are
What's
you?
that supposed to mean? I just told you. You want to know where I hail from, is that it? Well, I'm from around here, actually. We Keloids of the Star Eye clan fled when the World Wound troubles began. But I couldn't stand by while the demons wreaked havoc, so I came back.
Kellids of the Star Eye
Or
Clan.
did you mean to ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm a skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but what I am best at is communing with the spirits. They call folks like me Phantom Blades.
Phantom Blades, huh? Interesting.
It's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirit took a liking to me at some point, and it can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enchantments. Doesn't take up space either. Although, to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestow this kind of power don't come from happy places, and they're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles that leave few survivors. Wait, what? The last thing I saw was some thieves breaking in here. And then the guards came, everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped the cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner. I was just lying under the shelves like a dimwit until you came along. If there are demons in Kenabres, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind taking me with you? I don't think I can handle this alone. And besides, the more the merrier. I've been waiting here so long I don't even remember anymore. Just sitting and waiting for any word from the Pathfinders, but it looks like everyone has forgotten about me. The shop owner is an old friend of the Pathfinders, so I've taken up residence here. I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything your party is missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word.
Finian the Talking Weapon. You now have a unique companion, Finian the Talking Weapon. You can access him by pressing right trigger and selecting Finian, open the window and start a dialogue with him, or change his form. He can take the shape of any weapon, and you can then give him to one of your characters in the party. There are no limitations to changing Finian's form. Finian will become more powerful as his personal story progresses. That's interesting. I mean, we should use Finian, though. I mean, fuck. Finian.
We'll win this, one way or the other.
Hail to the adventures, you know, I've never regretted following you. Everyone seems to revolve around you like beavers in the mill wheel. I'll have a lot to write in my report of the Pathfinder Society, although thinking about it, it's been a while since I sent them any reports. I'll talk to you. Sure, go ahead. Do you realize that you're a weapon? What kind of question is that? I mean, sure, the clerics keep going on every Crusader being weapon of my Oma Day, but I don't speak for myself in fancy words like that. I'm just... Hey, what? Like that, I'm just a lad with 2 arms, 2 legs, and more freckles than I'd like. I choose where to go and whom to fight for. I don't want to be someone's weapon, you hear? Eredin is dead, now everyone decides their own fate. How'd you become a Pathfinder? I've always wanted to be one ever since I was a kid. I remember I'd go out to the edge of the village at sunset and just keep walking until I got tired or someone dragged me back by my ear. It was like something was drawing me away from home. My clan wasn't the nomadic kind. Before the wound opened, the idea of traveling anywhere would have never crossed my minds of many of my clan. They were content with their community or their patch of land, but I always wanted to go lay beyond that bend in the road, over that familiar hill beyond the horizon. My father, he wanted to teach me how to be a shaman like him, but as soon as I came of age, I was off looking for the Pathfinder Society, and I found it. In Iz. After 3 weeks of travel on foot, I passed the trials and he accepted me. My father hasn't spoken to me since, but that's all right. Once he hears about my great deeds, he'll come around someday. All I wanted was to rush off some faraway land and find a treasure trove no one else has discovered yet, but I knew I had a duty to Sarkoris. Then the wound opened, the demons, the havoc. In the end, I never went anywhere. You remember anything about before you ended up in Kenabres? I mean, there's a lot of things happen. I remember how happy everyone was when the Wardstone was placed in Kenabres. That was a celebration. And I remember when the cultists took me, cut down my whole party, and dragged me into their ringleader. Don't know his name. Everyone just called him the Bladesmith, but after that, my memory is all fuzzy. For some reason, he didn't sacrifice me or anything, just knocked me around. Said he'd been looking for a Phantom Blade for a long time. I don't remember why. How I escaped, what I did, can't remember that either. A little bit suspicious. Some Crusader picked me up in the World Wound, brought me to Kenabres, and that's where I stayed, licking my wounds. Maybe there was a mix-up and now they think I'm dead. Why else would none of them contact me about this whole time? The Wardstone, you say? What are you describing happened decades ago? That's rich. That's gonna tell me that I've been sleeping for decades. Last year that was. Well, maybe the year before last. I couldn't have been wandering for that long. I would have been either dead or an old geezer by now. Not quit messing with me. Finian, you need to understand, you're not human anymore. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, he doesn't, like, he's not a person. Like, he's talking like he's still a person. Finian's voice sounds concerned. Hey, are you feeling alright? Maybe you need to have a lie down. I'm standing right here in front of you, poking me all you like, as human as they come, or do you think my travels have worn me down as much as I've become an animal? Not happening. My folk taught me to stay human always, no matter the circumstances, to remember who I am and never shame my ancestors. So he said that he was captured by these guys, and then he got taken to a guy called the Bladesmith, and then it was a blur. So obviously, they, like, used his soul and, like, put it into a weapon or whatever, right? Interesting. We said I also only played Genshin and very little of it, so I can't say how good they are. I just know they are very pay to win. Yeah, I know that too. It's like a gotcha game essentially, like Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, all that stuff. I've never really played them. I've dabbled in, I think it was uh Genshin Impact when it came out for Xbox. I played like fucking 10 minutes of it and I was like, yeah, not for me. So we'll see. Oh, Power World release 1.0 is tomorrow. Gotta install it again. Try it. Yes, I actually just installed it as I started to stream. That's an awesome idea and crazy cool mechanic in a video game. I hope he whispers softly every time he kills something. It'd be interesting. He was a weapon before the cultist. Honestly, he's a character I'm most interested in right now. I want to know his story. No, but the Bladesmith told him he always wanted his own Phantom Blade. So it sounds like he was a weapon before? No. I think what happened is he was a Pathfinder, and a Pathfinder or a certain like type of person maybe has an affinity to become a Phantom Blade, and he got captured, and then he turned him into this Phantom Blade that we see now. Whatever, shit this is, right? Are you still able to communicate with spirits? Maybe I can, because he was supposed to be a shaman like his dad, he said. That's why he's a Phantom Blade, right? So maybe they took him being the son of his father, maybe thought he was really versed in shaman rituals and stuff, and then it actually ended up working just because of whatever he learned from his dad in the day, and he actually is a Phantom Blade. Maybe I can, only they don't want to answer me. I'm still a spiritualist. A Phantom Blade, my power is within me, but I have a feeling like I'm separated from the spirit world by some kind of transparent wall. I keep knocking, but no one can hear me, I think. Guess all the Bladesmith's torture did a number on me. He broke something inside me. I want to talk about something else. Tell me about the Pathfinder Society. I mean, we already know about this. Oh, well, sometimes curse our name, calling us opportunists, fighting evil. I mean, good coin doesn't hurt anyone yet, but for folks like me, it's not what matters most. We're curious about the world. Getting into the circle isn't easy. First, you must prove that you can endure any place you're sent to. That you won't shy away or flee. That's why they'll never catch a long line of applicants outside any society lodge. Every lodge has a venture captain, and if you approve your application, you're in. And there are many lodges all over the world, but the main one, the Grand Lodge, is located in Absalom. I've never been there myself, but I've heard a lot of stories about it, and the decemvirate that governs all Pathfinder affairs from there. That's all for now. I should get going. I wanted to change it. How do I change him? Oh, so you start... That's what I started dialogue on accident. My bad. Had to take care of something real quick. My bad, my bad. Gui said, nah, option 3 is crazy. Don't make me name. No, I did not. I'm not sure I'm interested. Maybe. Sounds cool, though. Yeah, I mean, it sounds dope, bro. Polymorph. So, Finian, we're gonna make him the talking short sword, then. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, short spear. Short sword. Here we go. So he gets Cold Iron, Ghost Touch, Enchantment 1, and Finesse Wielding. So he's pretty good all around. His damage is 2 to 7, which is pretty good. 19 to 20 crits. Ghost Touch. This is a +1 gold iron Ghost Touch weapon. What does Ghost Touch mean? I'm assuming it just means like it can he can do like corporeal damage to ghosts, right? I'm assuming that's what that is. Oh, a Ghost Touch weapon deals damage normally against incorporeal creatures, regardless of its bonus. An incorporeal creature's 50% damage reduction from corporeal sources does not apply to attacks made against it with Ghost Touch weapons. Exactly. Okay, so we'll do that, and then we'll attach Finian to our guy. We'll have him do that, because we haven't found a better short sword than that, I don't think. How do we attach him? Take off. Maybe I go to Finian and attach him? Where was it? It was somewhere here. Short sword, short sword, short... Here we go. Next.
Should I?
What happened? Okay, so it's at the bottom, though. It's at the bottom. I don't know how to do this. Equip. Okay, so now he's equipped to me, right?
One way or the other.
Yes, okay. There we go. Interesting.
I feel like
Alright, I guess we'll be unraveling the mystery of Finian as we're playing now, too. That's super interesting, bro. What a cool mechanic. Dude, this game is so cool. I fucking knew it. I knew when I was hearing shit about this game that it would be something different and awesome. And I am not disappointed, bro. It is so damn sick. Some scrolls have been torn apart, and some have been trodden by muddy boots.
Can't make the demons wait.
Give me the... What the fuck? A heart. This reagent can be used to brew potions. Didn't he say there was a trap earlier? The polished oak shelves once showcased magic rings and amulets. Now all that's left are grubby handprints of robbers?
Beautiful.
Of the robbers. I thought it said rubbers for a second. I'm like, hey, yo. The polished oak shells, the same thing.
Let's see what we can do.
So I wonder if you didn't have high enough perception, if that's something that, like, deadass you could have missed. Unique weapons and antique armor were previously displayed on the stands. It's unlikely their new owners even know their true value.
Here we go.
Pipe Fox. Summons a Pipe Fox pet. Provides +3 insight bonus on Knowledge Arcana and 2 insight bonus on Perception skill checks. Okay. Spiral Shell. Looks like it's a useful reagent. It's worth 39 bucks. Figure... A necklace. That's just something to sell. You can use it to cook something while resting. Blood Vial. Brew potions or scribe troll. Okay. Interesting, good stuff.
I can handle
Where was the trap stuff? He said something about a trap, though. He said like, oh, a trap must mean that there's a good treasure with trapping or something like that. The formerly well-appointed shop now looks sorry state. It has been completely ransacked. Lying in the corner next to the scorched wall are some soot-covered shards of a clay golem's head. The golem's eyes glow in the gloom. Master! Code word. Hand of Irori. Correct! The golem's eyes glow brighter, awaiting orders. Where did you come from? Who created you? The golem was created by Gaffreen and Son, address 3rd building on the right, Jewelers Alley, Narasun, Mendev, model G504ENE, which stands for Experimental and Enhanced. For all inquiries, contact Mr. Gaffreen. Tell me about any suspicious people who came to the shop in the past week. The golem is silent for a moment. 56 individuals entered the shop. Human, female, old, gnome, male, old, human, female. He'll be reeling off customers till nightfall. We need to ask it a different way. Were any of the suspicious people tieflings? The golem went silent. Tieflings, 3. Tiefling, male, middle, age. Tiefling, male, young. Tiefling, male, young. Or female, sorry. Young. So, tiefling male middle age. Tiefling male. So, tiefling male middle age is gonna be the one that they were saying before with the long horns, no? The trader, I think. Tiefling male young has to be our boy. Tiefling female young, that one might be the leader. Unless it's one of the people that was in the thingy, the lineup. Describe the young male tiefling. That one's gonna be us, no doubt. Tiefling, male, medium height, short horns, curling backward, medium length tail, eye color, yellow, hair color, black, special observations, annoyed master. Horns, hair, tail, that sounds like me, but it's not possible. I know that the security's like here. I didn't come near this place. I gave you my word, Chief. Wasn't there someone who could, like, steal faces that I'm thinking of or something? No, that was like the Lilitu, no? Wasn't it the Lilitu person? Like, she could, like, wear somebody's face or something and turn them into, like, a husk? I think that's what I'm remembering. No special observations. Subject was unremarkable. There, see? Can't have been me. Describe the female tiefling. Tiefling, female, above average height. Hair, long, pale, tail, not observed. Long, pale hair, tail not observed, above average height. Long horns, eye color, blue. Special observation, scar on nose, baldric with gold stitching. I don't know that one. A new arrival most likely. Gold stitching? Wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better. Hey, yo. We said, yeah, that's the demon, but maybe someone can shapeshift. There's gotta be someone, because if he's not here... Describe the middle-aged male tiefling. Tiefling, male, medium height, long horns. That has to be at the long horns. Medium length tail. Eye color, pale, blue. Skin color, dark. Special observations, red hair. Oh, that's our trader. I'd bet your life on it. Karis May drilled it into our heads that we wasn't to go hanging around the shop. Red hair. We've got a couple of gingers and plenty more to get it out of a bottle. So much for a special observation. Golems ain't all they're cracked up to be, eh? Maybe its master knows more. It's gotta be the stolen golem soul's dark-skinned, red-haired tiefling man with the straight horns, but golems have limited memory. Interesting. Where's your master? Phylum Friliator, my master is in a hiding place. Revealing the location of the hiding place is prohibited. Prohibited. He likely holds up somewhere in the basement where the commotion started. The entrance should be around here somewhere. Where's the basement to this place? The basement is below me. I guard the basement. Leaving my post is prohibited. Okay. Athletics 16. How do I do the check? There we go. Beautiful. To the basement it is. Let's go ahead and save, actually.
I am a very popular extraplanar hero from another planet. Why doesn't anyone here believe it?
Pick the lock.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Nice. Our new resident thief.
Beautiful.
And this is the owner. The elderly gnome, so portly as to be nearly spherical, is curled up in the corner of the basement, shaking. Marauders! Bandits! Scavengers! Yeah, makes sense. We're all those things and much, much more. Before you report us to the authorities, mind if we have a chat? Please calm down. No one's gonna rob you. Shut it or you'll pay your insults with your life. The gnome peers at you. You do look better dressed than the local thieves and ragamuffins. You came up here to tell me that the nightmare's over? No, it's not. Here to steal my riches. Get back! The gnome notices Wooljiff and his rounded face turns scarlet. You Wooljeff, dirty little sneak thief! You've been sniffling around my shop for years. Finally worked up the courage to rob me, did ya? Get out of here. You and your pals have taken everything already, I'm sure. The gnome seems to settle slightly. My name's Philemon for I was the owner of this shop, but I'm not sure I can claim to be the owner of anything now. I hope there's at least something left of it. Well, we stole his sword, so there's at least one less thing. Oh, come off it. Your shop's fine. It's a bit ransacked, maybe, but nothing a bit of spit and polish can't fix. Where were you on the night of the robbery? Do you think I robbed my own shop? I was here in the basement. I was told to make it look like I'd left. Oh, so he got told by someone. The watch was very keen to get their hands on those thieflings. They seem to be multiplying all over Galarium. So, of course, I did everything they said. I've been stuck in the basement since then. The golem wouldn't move away from the door no matter how much I yelled at it. But then I thought, it was also all to the good. Somebody came by after the guards and caused a ruckus upstairs, bellowing like mad, taking advantage of my absence. Why should I tell you anything about my customers? You're not from the City Guard or the Eagle Watch. Chief, if he keeps digging his heels in, just say the word. I know how to loosen his tongue. I'm helping Eagle Watch the captain. I mean, that's not even a bluff. Like, I'm helping investigate directly from, what's her name? Arabeth or whatever? She gave me permission to know the information. It's not exactly for the Eagle's Watch, but it's like, bro, damn it. Is that so? How do I know you're telling the truth? And since when is the Eagle Watch in the habit of sending strangers to do work for them? Look no further than a Nevia, brother. Come on, we have to hit this. Reach your weapons, start talking, or else. Oh, that worked! Alright, just put it away. I'll tell you everything. Ask your questions if it's so important. Tell me about Wooljeff. Wooljeff Jeffto, right? Yes, I've known him a long time. Thought I'd rather not know him at all. He's been skulking around my shop for years, treating the place as a free museum. He always wanted to look at the moon of the abyss. I chased him out, but he just slinked back in. If he was the gang that robbed my shop, I'll bet anything he swiped the moon. How come I'm the prime suspect? Whoever betrayed us, that's the one who got the moon. I want to see it return too, you get me? I don't like this idea of other people grubbing mitts on it. Tell me about the red-haired tiefling. A red-haired tiefling? I suppose... Yes, there was one that came in, spent a long time looking around. He was a person of modest means, I could tell by his clothes. But he asked me to show him an Asimar-made chainmail. He certainly couldn't afford it. That's when I suspected that something was off. I checked everything after he left, but nothing was missing, and that put my mind at ease. I can't remember what he looks like. I didn't get a good look at his face. All I remember is that he was wrapped in a green cloak, like he was freezing. But that's all I have, so green cloak. Dark-skinned, red-haired tiefling with straight horns, but golems have limited memory, and he has a green cloak. Tell me about the tiefling woman. A tiefling woman? Ah yes, I remember now. A noble lady, unlike the tiefling ruffians we have around here. She purchased magical equipment for the crusade, and she promised to come again. If only all tieflings were like that, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. I found everything I needed to know. If that wasn't enough to help you catch the thieves, then I don't know what else to tell you. Now be on your way and leave me in peace in the rest of the shop.
Let's see what we can do.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, why was he here? Like, my thing is that he has to be like what we were thinking before, like a shapeshifter or someone that's got a mask that helps him look like somebody else. Because he didn't necessarily say that this person, the person that came in had long horns. Excuse me.
I can handle it.
Alright. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the tiefling hideout, and then we're gonna go ahead and see if that's all we need to do, like if it completes the quest or if there's another step. Sorry, but I am gonna have to go soon, so. A spacious, well-furnished cellar under the hardware store serves as a hideout for the tieflings of Kenabres. This is where the eldest sister, Kiris May, appointed by the family, conducts the gang's affairs by planning robberies and sharing the loot between the gang members. Introduce the traitor's identity. A red-haired tiefling who wears a green cloak is the traitor. Now all that remains is to put the pieces together and expose the culprit. You have visited this location. Okay. Take less than an hour. Perfect. Yes, I want to enter. Interesting. I really like the map mechanic in this game, too. Being detectives in these settings must be hell. Imagine the number of artifacts and magics and shit that can let you pass off as somebody else. Let alone just hide yourself with, like, invisibility or stealth, right? What the fuck? This guy's merchant just walking off. Hey.
Here we go again.
I mean, we should be able to tell here, right? It's a red tiefling with a green cloak. It's gotta be this one, Melrone. Right? Male tiefling, red cloak. Oh, wait, no, this one. Because he has big horns. It'd be Varnir. Yeah, it would be Varnir, I think. Because he has the big horns that can't hide under the cloak. He's got the green cloak, like if he was shivering, I wouldn't say that. But he is a dude as well. But he's not redheaded. What? Yeah, he's not a redhead. The only one that fits redhead description is Melrone. But this guy fits it in terms of the length of the horns. Is there anybody else? No one that's named.
Let's see what we can do.
I actually don't think that's right then. Oh. Drums your fingers, take a good look at the suspects. The tiefling are tense and ready to reach for their weapons. The only redheads are Melrone and Dofi. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varnir, Dofi, and Melrone Dofi. Wait. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varnir, Dofi, and Melrone. Dofi, Melrone, and Tavi have straight horns, but Tavi is female. Only Varnir and Melrone have green cloaks. I think... Okay, so... When it comes... I think the most telling clue is the long horns, no? Because... I don't know. Because when did we find out about the horns? That was when they were being informed by Mirabeth. When it comes to who was skulking about the shop, that was Redhead, right? Redhead was skulking about the shop, but it was supposed to be planned to not go beforehand. I'm trying to think of all the evidence we had. I don't know. Because, like, anybody could take a cloak, right? That's, like, the least telling in my opinion. Anybody could take a fucking cloak. Long horns in a cloak being suspicious to Mirabeth for the... I think that one's the most telling, no? The one that actually snitched on everything. But the person who came to the shop before was short horn, or straight horn, whatever you want to call it, redhead with a green cloak. Tieflings attention. The only redheads are Melrone and Dofi. Dofi is for sure not it, in my opinion. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varnir, Dofi, and Melrone. Tavi, oh. Dofi, The only dark-skinned tieflings are Varnir and Dofi. And Melrone, and Melrone. Dofi, Melrone, and Tavi have straight horns, but Tavi is female. Only Varnir and Melrone have green cloaks. I think it's Varnir. I think it's Varnir out of them. I think the most telling one is the one that went to go tell Mirabeth in secrecy, no? That one's the one that, like, makes the most sense to me. So it's you. I trusted you. Hey, take the rat away for questioning, but was it the right one? What? Hey, it's not me. So long, suckers! No! Oh, it was the other one! Fuck! Charisma looks wary, but her earlier tension had clearly lifted. Now we know who the traitor is. Now we just need to find him, but that's not my job. If you'd guessed right, we wouldn't have had to let him go. But he still gave himself away. That's something at least. What a scumbag. He's long gone, and he got the moon of the abyss too. I don't really give a toss. I'm just glad we got to the bottom of this. What are you gonna do now? Get out of the place, the sooner the better. The city's dying, and I want to die with it. The city would have already died if not for the people who stood up to defend it with the weapons in their hands. So defend it. I'm not stopping you. It's your city. We're all always been outsiders here. Why would we fight for you? That's all you want? You can have your pick of the non-tiefling gangs. You've no need to tread in our territory. The family is tieflings only, no exceptions. I have to go. Good decision. I don't plan on being around here much either. Sister! Bites his lip. His cheeks are flushed and his tail is swishing through the air. You forgot something. What now? You should be happy to be alive. An apology? You promised to apologize to me, loudly in front of everyone. We're all alone now. I would like to hear it. Well? That. So, sorry, I suppose, for being wrong about you. This time, don't think about it. Don't think that just because you didn't act like a jerk this one time, that it cancels out the rest of your record. I know all about you. Till next time, old Jiff. Come on, let's hit this. No! Too bad, because that's all I got. I tried, Wooljiff. I tried. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Wooljiff. We'll just watch her go and his tail relaxing. Better than nothing. Listen, Chief. When you got a spare minute, come see me. I have something I want to discuss with you, but for now, let's get out of here. I don't like sitting below ground when the building above us is ready to crash down our heads. Damn. Big sad moments. Okay. Well, that's it. We fucked up. We didn't get it right. I thought the horns would be the most telling, but they were not. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's stream of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Appreciate the hell out of y'all, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Like I said, tomorrow is probably going to be Power World if we do stream, but we'll be streaming more Wrath of the Righteous starting next week. So make sure to keep up with that. Might have a surprise Sunday stream, but I wouldn't hold out too much for that. Y'all have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.